I knew that I would.
Suck my nuts. I feel
so good.
Gay.
God Christ! Already.
I like anal play. No.
So gay.
You gay.
So gay.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Let me get nudes.
Happy New Year, everybody. At least I think. I don't know. It's generally around that time. If you're listening to this on Patreon, it's about on time for New Year's. If you're listening to it on free feeds, we're a little bit late, but fucking whatever. Deal with it. This is how time works, and you're just gonna have to. Yeah, honestly, like I don't. Why do you give me such grief, guys? Like
Shut your mouth, people.
Out
of your bullshit.
Yeah, we're sick and tired. Last episode, series finale today.
Yeah,
we're
guess
done.
What? Guess
we're
what?
Done.
We got Keith David. we did it.
Yeah, we did it.
The thing is, we're only going to show $100 tier patrons the interview.
Give us $100.
We did a whole episode with Keith David, and we're never gonna release it. Actually, we're going to download it to our phones specifically.
That's it.
So we can listen to it whenever we want, and then you guys are gonna be left out in the cold. You're gonna have to actually find us in the street and mug us basically if you want to hear this.
It's the only way.
So
you'll never see us speak to Keith David. You'll never see us have a good moment together.
We got Keith David to sing gay covers too.
Yeah, we did that.
It was a big deal.
We dedicated
that
it
would
to,
be crazy, bro.
We dedicated the episode to Lou Bega, who just passed away. Rest in peace, Lou Bega.
And Pele.
Mambo number 5.
Damn, that was my boy, dude. We used to fucking go clubbing and shit.
You and Lou Bega?
Yeah. And you know what's weird about Lou Bega? He talks in Mambo number 5. So basically, he's like, "Hello, Derek. It's good to see you. We're gonna go clubbing all night long."
Do you know how quickly? Do you know how quickly that man would be killed? if that was a real man, if Lou Bega really only spoke in Mambo number 5, he would be. Is he? How dead is he? How old is he? I mean,
how dead is he? He's fucking corpsed up.
Lou Bega's definitely still 47.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's nowhere. We've still got a couple of decades
Yeah.
with good old Lou. Watch him die just after this episode comes out.
That's probably gonna happen.
God damn it!
It's probably happened right before I press publish. You know, like replace
the same exact time.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, welcome to the. This should be the last. This is either the last episode of the year or the first episode of 2023, depending on whether or not you have disposable income or not.
Yeah,
but it's the last episode of 2022 is when we're recording this. So we figured we'd focus pretty primarily on questions because there's a couple of questions that we wanted to round out before we start a clean slate. We got some big plans for 2023. Obviously, we've already kind of started that with extra episodes over on patreon.com/snarktank. If you want to check those out, give us a little a hey penny for our thoughts. That'd be cool. There's some extra content. I think today. I think the idea is, and the idea can change based on, if there's like a better idea that happens during the podcast, sometimes we'll do that. The extra episode for today is we're going to be writing Spider-Man 4, our version of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 4 that tragically never happened.
Yeah.
And that'll be a fun little writing exercise, I think. So if you want to pop on over and
it's gonna be fucking amazing.
It's gonna be fucking raw garbage, but it's gonna be hilarious.
Nah, man, I have fucking amazing ideas.
I have a ton.
Do you have casting in mind?
Look.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
Am I as a fan writing a Spider-Man movie, or is the Snark Tank making Raimi 4?
The Snark Tank is making Raimi 4.
Okay,
that is what we're doing.
This is finna be ridiculous.
It's gonna be fun. So
it's gonna be the best. It's gonna be the best sequel ever made in history.
Right.
That's basically all I'm gonna say. Someone's gonna hear this shit and they're gonna be like, "Can I buy the rights to this?" Like Sam Raimi's gonna hear, or Bruce Campbell. Somebody's gonna send it to Bruce Campbell and be like, He's going to be like, that's actually fucking amazing. I'm going to talk to Sam Raimi, and then we're going to do this.
The Coen brothers are going to listen to that podcast, and they're going to be like, "Hey, we used to live with him. Let's send him this."
Yeah.
I think.
exactly that.
But anyway, that's the plan for today. Man, I was going somewhere. Oh, speaking of amazing sequels, anytime somebody says amazing sequels, I think Shrek 2. And when I think Shrek 2, I think of that new Puss in Boots movie that just came out that apparently is like fucking
Pussy
great.
in Boots.
I heard it was good.
That movie is apparently really... It's got like a 97 or something. Like some fucking insane... To the point where I'm like curious.
I think
But
my wife
also-
was watching it.
But also, the issue is, right now I'm currently in New York, obviously, if you could tell anything by... I mean, if you're just listening to this, you can't tell, but if you're watching, you can tell. This is my New York setup. I don't know anybody here, really, outside of family. I can't go by myself to see Puss in Boots. I don't feel like that's an appropriate thing to do. You know what I mean? Like, it feels...
Bring the kids.
I think you can.
Do you think
just
so?
You just bring a rat with you.
A rat.
You know, it'll be like... Because you guys got, like, rats the size of, like, small children. So you just bring one with you and you dress it up in baby clothes.
Bring one of the kids.
Bring a rat. Are you eating?
Like, he's, like, loudly eating. You gotta stealth it, bro.
Oh, man. Yeah, you gotta... you know what's wild? Sometimes when I get really hungry during Sacred Symbols, I will... It'll usually be, like, saltines. I hear that so loudly.
That's the part that you shouldn't be able to hear the bag. You gotta stealthily
can't
put
hear
your
It's so
hand
far
in the bag.
away.
I can hear it, bro. I don't know what to tell you. So
Look,
here's...
So, okay, hold on. But I'm gonna let you finish.
But
Let me... So, Sweeney, this is why we need to get you a better mic.
is this?
You bring it closer.
I'm gonna buy a better mic. All right, I'm buying a better mic.
See, we all have the SM7B, not just because it's trendy, but it works pretty well. Right.
All right, I'm gonna just fucking SM7B.
Bring it up to your face, just a fist from your face, just a fist from your face, and then like you can't hear my air purifier, and then I just kind of back away like this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just cheap. Holy whoa, it's way cheaper than I thought it was.
I've got Spider-Man 2 running on a TV at full volume over there.
Did it recently drop in price?
Probably. Yeah, I mean, it's the holidays, so maybe like there's something going on for that. But
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
that's
a good
crazy.
mic. I recommend the SM7B for anybody doing podcasting. It's just a really good fucking mic for
Good
that.
mic.
Specifically.
What I like about it too, because here's the thing.
We're not sponsored, by the way.
I wish
They
I was
should,
sponsored
though.
by
They
fucking
should sponsor
Shure.
us.
Like, give me some fucking shit, Shure. Because I do have like 3 products from Shure, so I highly recommend them. I have the fucking I don't need to go into it. I'm not,
Yeah,
I'm not trying to sell
yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this is a great mic, and I love the settings on the back. The two we can also, and it's great. So if you're not good at mixing fucking shit too, it's just kind of already it's programmed to be pretty rich.
Yeah.
So
One
get
thing
that
I
shit,
will say.
son.
One
What's
thing I
up?
will say before, since they're not paying us, I just want to make it clear that they are a good product, but also I cannot confirm or deny that maybe sometimes they explode. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not saying they do or don't, but we're not being paid, so I can't tell you for sure that they don't explode.
I agree
Yeah.
with that.
They won't.
We can't say for sure.
I can't promise you that if you buy a Shure SM7B from Shure's website, that you won't come out the other side with a horribly disfigured face.
We can't assume
I can't say that for
Yeah,
sure.
can't.
You
We
might
can't.
look like Harry Osborn in Spider-Man 3 or something.
By the way, that's a funny thing to bring up too, because it's like I really don't think he was that badly. Like it's bad.
That's definitely not. He had a milk eye. He had one milky eye, bro. It's pretty
Yeah,
bad.
but that's kind of badass though. Like if you have one
No,
like
it's
kind of
not.
fucked
They
eye,
made
No,
him
it's
look cool.
not. No,
They should have made
milky
him
eye
look
is
like
not cool
Harvey
at
Dent
all.
in Dark Knight.
they
should have made him.
they should have made him look like.
You think milky eye is cool?
They should have made him look like the middle Animorph of something. If they
The
really
mid-
wanted, if they
He's
really wanted.
blown up and he looks like a low opacity
Wait,
fucking kid.
wait. We're going into Spider-Man territory.
Okay,
we
okay,
can't.
okay.
We have to. We
Yeah,
have to
that is
save
very
this.
true.
Okay,
That is
so-
very
Never
true.
mind.
So anyway, what happened? Not a lot happened. Although I'm sure tomorrow, like I said, Lou Bega is gonna fucking fly a plane into the fucking.
Pele died, man.
He fucking. I'm gonna start another 9/11. 9/11
Everybody, Pele
2.0.
died.
I have another box cutter. Here I am. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
What? Guys, listen to me. Pele died. He's such an important figure for a freaking black sports and a global scale.
Did he really die or?
No, Pele's dead. Like, actually, he died today.
Damn. What the hell happened? Did he fucking?
I mean, he's old.
Did Lou Bega shoot him?
Lou Bega fucking Mambo number 5 into his fucking house. Well, he's 82 years old, man.
Okay,
Man.
so it's not
It's
so
his
shocking.
time, man.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Rest in peace, Pele.
Fantastic sportsman. Very openly, the first like non-American like black athlete to be like, yeah, I'm a black person, and everybody's like, but you're from Brazil, and he's like, yeah, but aren't you looking at me right now?
Look at me, son.
Aren't you looking at me right now? Can't you see me? I'm black.
The weird thing is, there's a lot of Brazilians
That are black.
Brazilians. No, it's like a quarter of the population, but a lot of them will never see themselves that way. A lot of them genuinely do see themselves as I'm just Brazilian, and I'm not. It's just a condition of being born there, and they're just, for some reason, there's a disconnect that like, oh yeah, I was originally from this other region, and it's
like Dominicans. The only ones that like that are Dominicans, though, that's so weird. That's so weird because the only ones that are like that are Dominicans. Puerto Ricans that aren't black think they're black. And Cubans, too. Cubans are like, oh, we're black. Like, we're just black. That's it. Like, whatever. Like, we're black. And they're fine with it. But Dominicans who are usually straight, they look like me. And they're like, I'm not black, I'm Dominican. And it's like...
It is.
At a certain point, you got to just be like... You just got to throw your hands up.
Are you sure?
Like, right.
I know Dominicans with nappier hair than me and darker skin, and they're like, I'm Dominican. I'm like, all right, bro, whatever you say.
Yeah.
Like, I don't got the
That's
time,
fucking
man.
awesome.
Meanwhile, my fucking high-colored cousin is like, I'm black, though, so you have to be black. And he's like, no, I'm Dominican. And he's like, all right, whatever.
Just let them be. Just let them have their hair salons and shit. You know?
let them be the best barbers on the fucking planet, though, because they are so... Dude, I gotta go. My hair is fucked right now. I gotta go there. I gotta go back to the Bronx, hit up a Dominican barber, and be like, yo, please hook my shit up.
Please help me.
Hook my shit up. And they'll be like, yeah, $15.
In honor of Pele, please help.
In honor of
Pele, please. Pele didn't die for this, y'all.
Got you.
Anyway, yeah, he's actually dead. By the way, this isn't like a Snark tank. Oh, here's a fake dead person. Pele is actually dead. Super Smash Brothers Pele is off the face of the earth.
That's what they call him.
Yeah, they call him Super Smash Brothers Pele because he was so fucking. He was the best one.
Yeah,
he was so dominant. He was a dominant player back when Brazil was unstoppable. So yeah, Super Smash Brothers Pele, it's disrespectful, but it has some tread to it.
It's not disrespectful. It's like the best Smash Brothers in my opinion.
Melee, it's not though, but it's cool. It's a good one.
Well, from me, it's a compliment. From you, I don't know. Maybe it's an insult from Sweeney. I don't know.
Well, no, it's respectable. Melee's an amazing game. I guess Sweeney just hates
Pele. I guess.
I know. I respect him. I have a huge amount of respect for him.
I remember like a couple years ago. I remember you like I walked into your room and you were specifically talking about how much you wanted Pele to die. I remember that. I remember you were like, you seemed really distraught, and I was like, "What's wrong, Sweeney?" I was like, "Man, I wish Pele would die so I could be."
This guy's bringing out a lighter because he wants to burn Pele. Like he's
it's a Viking funeral for Pele.
A Viking send off for Pele. We gotta burn him, bro. You gotta burn him. He'll come back as a white. We gotta burn him. You gotta burn him. He'll come back.
Oh my God! Can you imagine? He comes back as just like the best white soccer player, but he has all of his memories still. So he's like really conflicted about it.
He kills fucking Messi. Like he kills him. Like
Messi's good. I hate how good Messi is. He's Argentinian, and I hate it.
I hate it because like there's probably some Nazi blood in him. There's just like you said probably.
Yeah. You said probably. What?
Isn't that where they literally all went?
What?
Yeah,
not all
the
of them. They went just below America. All of them. They were in Mexico. Fucking Honduras, Costa Rica, Argentina.
But the big population, the big boom was Argentina because Argentinians are just Spanish niggas. They're just Spanish. And then they were like, that Hitler's gotta go.
I didn't mean all of them literally. When I said literally, I meant when I said literally, I literally meant the
not
literal, the current literal definition, which is figurative. Because literal used to mean literal, but now it doesn't actually for real.
That's very true.
Can you shut up?
Wasn't there didn't that happen like a Twitter thread?
No, that's real.
Guy?
Yeah, that's a real. That is. I mean, that's just how language.
Happened?
That's just the. Well, literally doesn't literally mean literally anymore.
Literally doesn't.
Some guy was
literally can't be taken literal anymore.
No,
some guy
just
claimed you were
mean
responsible for like all genocide around the world, or I forgot what it was.
Who,
what
me?
the thread was. No, it was, Chris. There was like a thread or something. I can't remember exactly.
I can't.
Could you imagine blaming someone that's not a vampire for every genocide on the planet? Blaming this regular life human, this guy that's born in 1993 for every genocide. He's like, yo, most of them happened well before my existence. How did I cause that? What do you mean?
Yeah, this guy's been on the earth for like 30 years, but still, weren't you literally responsible for all genocide?
It's
and
like,
then Chris responded.
How could you argue that?
At that point, what is that? What is that thing called? I forget what it's called. Is it the Dunning-Kruger? Which one is it?
I think what's
the one where it's like somebody says something so profoundly stupid that you can't really argue with it?
The Dunning-Kruger effect occurs when a person's lack of knowledge and skills in a certain area cause them to overestimate their own competence.
Yeah, like they're so like somebody says something so wild, like what do you do to that? You can't do anything. You're like, I can't possibly. This guy can't possibly think this is true, but he said it so confidently. Like, you are responsible for all genocide in the world.
Well, it's kind of. I feel that way a lot about kind of like the fake the moon landing kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Where it's like,
it's awesome.
Where it's like it's not. There would be no why would every single other government just unanimously agree that we went to the moon if there was even a modicum?
Look. I'm not saying the moon landing's fake. All I'm saying is that if it came into being fake, I would be like, oh, I guess.
It wouldn't necessarily surprise me, but at the same time,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I'd be like, okay.
But at the same,
it is pretty milquetoast.
But at the same time, it's like, why would Russia admit? Like, why if it was so clearly fake? Like, why would Russia fall apart in response to it? Like, it just doesn't make it. Also, there's like lasers that you can bounce off of mirrors that you can see that we put on the moon. So it's like, that's kind of another thing.
It's the wildest everything. All the flat Earth shit. The flat Earth one is probably the worst one because there's just too many things there's too many things to disprove it. There's too many.
I love flat Earth. I love that.
I want to go to flat Earth tomorrow.
Like,
let's go to flat Earth.
Guys, let's go to flat Earth.
Let's go to
guys.
Let's take a day trip to flat Earth.
There are FaceTime right now, and you can FaceTime below the southern hemisphere and the northern hemisphere, and just see how wildly different shit is. Just showing you like this, it can't be flat. It cannot be flat because number one, the sun you would still be able to see the sun in the sky.
Literally,
like a fucking,
that's the biggest way.
It is the dumbest thing.
It's
I
just
think.
wild.
Just because it's so visually apparent that the world is not flat.
The thing is like this, right? In a time where because before we used to think that the Earth was the center of the galaxy, right, or the universe, right? In a time like that, that is okay. It is okay to be that stupid when there's no societies where a barbarian can run up in your crib in the middle of the night and kill your whole family and you can't do nothing about it because he left on his horse and you don't have a horse, so he's got to get a new wife. Like, it's fine to be that stupid in that era. But on Earth now, it's no excuse to be that idiotic.
Is it
pretty wild.
It should be beat.
Is it bad that I kind of feel that way about general kind of like relativism throughout history in the sense that like if you were somebody in like the 1790s, like I feel like a lot of us would like to think that like if we went back in time and we saw like, you know, the amount of inequality and like slavery and shit, like I think a lot of us think we would be like, oh, we would rise to stop that.
No, we wouldn't.
But in reality, it'd be like, maybe we'd feel like weird about it, but I don't think anybody would do anything.
The thing is this, right? The thing is this,
because
right?
specifically, well, I just want to finish this. Specifically because at that point in time, you kind of just grow up in a very small world. So for me, it's like if you're racist in like 1790 versus being racist in like 2022, that to me is such like it's way worse to be racist today, in my opinion. Like because there's just no excuse for it. You know what I mean?
I guess by technicality, sort of prejudice.
Or any other like amount of like misinformation. Like there's so little of an excuse as opposed to like I grew up for 70 years in this little village where like everybody was just racist and that's just how the world is. I don't understand. You want me to like fracture my world? I don't get it. What do you mean? As opposed to like, hey, I have the world's knowledge at my fingertips, right? And I can just Google.
Dude, showing how fucking lazy and willfully ignorant.
You're right. Yeah.
People are crazy lazy, dude. I had this argument with one of my friends, or not argument, conversation with one of my friends earlier. My thing is this, right? Even back then, people could tell. Like even back then, there were people around in the world at that period of time who were just not racist.
Oh, sure.
So like, there's almost not like I understand like having a very finite, tiny view, like a very fucking microscopic, fucking incy-bincy view of like the world. But then even in that like view of the world, being an American, being around people of different groups, like seeing them have their own cultures and facilities, right. Like I just don't, I can't understand it.
Well, let me put it in this context. Like we each of us, I would imagine, have no problem eating meat, right? Like we eat meat all the time, right? Even though we know on some level that it's probably a little bit fucked up that we're doing that.
I 100% agree with that.
So there's nothing wrong with eating meat, right? But I
actually disagree.
No. There's nothing wrong with like consuming flesh to live. There's nothing inherently wrong with that. The problem is the way the food is processed and treated, and the way animals are treated. That's the problem.
Right. But that's how it has to be done, though.
Yeah. No. But I'm saying, I'm going very literal, like literally, like eating, because we're omnivores. We're meant to be able to eat meat.
No, hold on. Let me just.
No, but see, like that's. Look, I just. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. We're getting into the weeds, I think.
Okay.
The point is that we all, on some level, understand that the thing that we are participating in when we eat a fucking bomb-ass fucking, like, delicious piece of fried chicken is probably fucked up, right?
Yeah.
But in, like, let's say, like, 200 years or something, when we have, like, perfectly, like, ethical ways that, like, maybe, like, we make meat in a lab, or there's, like, just some... Or we just completely evolve past the need for meat at all, or just like we make all of our protein out of like bugs or fucking whatever the fuck the horrible future is going to be. There will probably be people in that time who look back and be like, I can't believe people used to do that.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Sweetie, what the hell are you doing?
What?
You're tapping.
Am I?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I don't think I was tapping.
You definitely were.
It stopped literally when we were
your arm was fucking like actually jiggling.
Oh shit, my bad. I'm stimming right now. My apologies.
I'm stimming.
My bad. I'm stimming without knowing. Holy shit.
Anyway.
Oh man, God. You got some shit going on, man. You need to get off your chest.
I don't think so.
No.
I'm definitely stressed about shit, but like that's always, you know,
that's
life.
And it just doesn't
life,
okay.
You know.
That's just being alive. The point generally is like if you're a flat earther in 1560 versus like today, like I don't. It's way worse. It's worse with the combined amount of knowledge that we have.
Billion.
The thing is that you're always the barbarian of the future, you know.
That's a good way to put it, actually.
You're always the barbaric, fucked up person of the future, you know?
Yeah.
That is, by the way, I don't normally compliment Sweeney. That is a great phrase.
You know, like in
we are the
future,
barbarians of the future.
You know?
Yes, true.
That's
so
dope.
In 4,500 years, when they're like, people used to put dicks in vaginas and ram themselves until they came? What kind of They're going to be like that. And then they have fucking thought babies. They're like, oh, you want to have a baby? Yes. And then they both look into the sky and they combine their fucking ethers and a thought baby comes down.
You think humans are going to eliminate pleasure in that way? Because like
probably.
That's like
we're fucking broken. We like torture more than pleasure, you know?
There may be I don't know. Maybe there's a what is that? What was what's his name? Elon Musk is doing that. He's trying to do that Neuralink that's going to kill probably millions of people before it works. So he'll get it eventually.
I'm going to be wave 4. I'm going to make sure I'm wave 4 of that shit.
I want to be wave fucking. That shit's been out for like 10 fucking years.
like after
and then
like
you
people
can see
stop
that
dying
people's
as much.
brains aren't melting. I don't know.
That's that Neuralink shit is insane. Didn't he like kill like a bunch of monkeys with that?
Yeah, there was definitely animals that were fucked up from it for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
So here's the real story. This everything that I'm about to say is factually accurate. All right. So apparently Elon Musk personally stapled Neuralinks into the foreheads of monkeys. And kind of soldered wires to their fucking prefrontal cortex, connecting it to, and they all of them died. I think it was about. I think if I'm remembering correctly, I think the number of monkeys that died is about 14,000. So
on the low end,
you think there's that many monkeys that exist? Because I feel like there's not a lot of monkeys.
No, there aren't 14,000 monkeys. There's like because they were all murdered by Elon Musk's Neuralink. So no, I don't think that there are that many monkeys.
Elon Musk just went to India and just started just jamming them in those local monkeys. You ever see the monkeys in India? They're just running around terrorizing people and like stealing tourist shit.
They're ruffians.
Smokey has stories about like fucking in Costa Rica there are just monkeys that come in and steal your bread and shit. That is insane. The idea that is something that you might have to deal with in a certain part of the world is fucking astounding to me.
In Costa Rica, there are rooftop leopards. There are jaguars and leopards that get in your roof, and you have to call people to get the fucking big cat out of your roof.
Yeah, I'm good on that shit.
Could you imagine going upstairs, like, put away the decorations, Chris. You go upstairs and you peer into a corner, and there's this glowing-eyed giant tomcat. And he yells, "Ah!" and he runs after you like Tom does.
It's a fucking savage place, man.
It's like, the fucking jungle.
Yeah, I'm good on that shit, dude.
If there's a, I can't deal with a cat 40 times my size screaming at me. On my own fucking roof.
You know what that would do to me? You know what that would change about me? That'd make me the most angry, ignorant person ever. I'd turn into a fucking Rust Belt liver.
Of course
I would be like, God damn, motherfucking big cat bastard.
I've said this before, and I still feel this way. Like, big cats scare me way, way more than, like, big dogs. I just feel like...
Well, like, they should.
Yeah, well, because, like, I feel like generally... Like, I know I probably wouldn't be able to handle a wolf in all likelihood. You know what I mean? A wolf's probably going to kill me. But... At the same time, like, I feel like I understand. It would kill probably any of us. Right. But I feel like 100%. I understand. I feel like I understand a dog well enough to at least understand. I feel like I have more of a chance against a wolf. I'll put it that way.
I feel like you have more of a chance surviving because I feel like you can probably connect to the friend part of wolf. You could probably get to the friendship part.
You can like one-on-one. You can whoop a wolf's ass.
No, you can't. I disagree, Derek.
I don't.
A full-grown wolf.
Yeah,
do you think, Derek? Do you think right now?
Are you thinking of like Game of Thrones dire wolves?
No, I'm not thinking dire wolf. A full wolf is like 160 pounds, Derek. That goes for your neck.
And I am fucking 225 pounds.
That's true, but you don't have claws and fangs. You have teeth and fists. What's a weapon you can kill one? Yes, with a bat or something. Yeah, probably.
Even one-on-one, I think I can break a wolf's neck. I
don't think you could.
I'm going to get torn up by biting the shit out of me, but I think overall I'd kill a wolf.
I don't think.
The reason why people get fucked up by wolves is because they travel in packs. So the wolves fuck you up. But wolves.
Yes, one will show itself to you, and then two will attack you from the back.
Like, I'm not even trying to sound tough. I just say, like, in a general sense, I'm not a small person. I'm not tall, but I'm a very dense human being, and I think I could fucking. I probably, when I think about in a life or death situation, my adrenaline going, I think I could kill a wolf. I genuinely think I could.
You might. I think you could. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. I think you would be able to kill a wolf, but maybe you'd probably die a little bit.
Yeah.
You'd probably bleed out or something.
That's
there's
one
a
thing
point
I can go
that we might
more.
both
Yes.
die.
It might be
it's
but
a coin toss, I would think.
But a cat to me is like
No way.
First of all,
a small, even a bobcat, I might lose.
Yeah. Like they fight so specifically. And like wolves
and they
have
leave, and they leave.
wolves,
They're like, I'll get you later. You'll take bleed damage, and you'll climb up a tree and disappear. You're like, why'd he leave? He could have won now. He could have won right now.
That's the thing. It's like they'll pounce on you from from above you, and like fucking they'll do parkour and shit. They're the only animal, I think, in the world, like cats in general, like with retractable claws, which is fucking crazy to me. Like that is
they're dangerous
disgusting.
Sometimes, and then other times they're chilling, they're cool.
Yeah, right.
I don't know, man. They're scary, man.
The thing about
apex
cats,
predators,
the thing about cats is that they like attacking you when your back's turned too. Like they're just asshole predator creatures. You know, like dogs are predatory, but they have the pack to kind of give them some sense of like friendship. But cats don't have that. That's why even small cats now, they just walk up to people and attack them. Like your cat, that's your friend, your standard buddy cat that you feed, that you pet, he'll just walk up to you one day and be like, I'm gonna see if I can eat you right now. I'm just gonna try to kill you. It's like, what? I thought I feed you, I clothe you. And it's like, I can't kill him right now. Maybe later.
I would genuinely rather take my chances with a bear versus like a tiger. Like if there was
easily.
like
if I had to choose, it would be the bear more than the tiger.
Like I think a bear could kill a tiger.
If the bear wants to kill you, it obviously will, but there is a good chance that it doesn't care about you.
The thing about
the
bears
tiger
is
like definitely curious.
The thing about bears is that you can psychologically manipulate a bear. You know what I mean? It's a luck of the draw situation, but you could do something that would make a bear stand down, and then it's just no longer a threat.
It's got to start a fire, and then it's going to be like, "Hey, what the fuck, man?" And then it'll put
What are you doing? You're ruining the forest fire. I'll give you a ride out of the forest to safety, but don't do that again.
Cats are, it's just the predictability aspect. It's like cats just they're not predictable in the same way.
Cats are instinct. That's why they don't have emotional intelligence. I think that's what it is.
It's just that they're led entirely by instinct. So it's like that's why cat videos are so fucking popular. That's why like the internet early on in like the early 2000s was all cat videos, and like you'd see like some dog videos, but like it was definitely like overwhelmingly cats, because it's just they're fucking interesting to watch because they just do shit that doesn't make like. I saw a video of a cat like on the side of a 90-degree wall, like 7 stories up. Like some guy peers over a roof and there's just a cat just chilling on the bricks, and then it jumps off, lands fine, and runs away. It's like that's insane.
That's wild. Yeah.
That dog is dead. That dog's not even getting that high.
How the fuck did the dog get up there?
the thing about cats, right? Cats they don't make sense because like I've seen videos of cats jumping in a fire. Like a cat jumping right into a fireplace. And I'm like, why did it do that? And it's because I don't think they're instinct. There's no intelligence. Like a dog will be like, that's hot.
I think
hot. I'm not going to do that.
That's probably like I've never seen that.
Look it up. A cat jumping in a fireplace. That video exists.
No, but Kingston, I'm sure a video of a cat jumping into a fire exists, but I'm sure there's a video of like a person with Down syndrome just existing also, but you wouldn't say like every single person has Down syndrome.
I mean, I would, but anyway. Everyone's not me.
Listen, we have some stuff to talk about, right? We got what do we got here?
The cat jumping into a furnace.
I want to jump into this first because I have a feeling we probably have the least to say about this, but it did happen, and this is somewhat of a current event show, I think, vaguely. So for some reason we got a celebrity death match on Twitter recently between two very, very unlikely parties.
Oh,
it was
Nigel Thornberry, right?
Yeah, yeah, Nigel Thornberry.
And Andrew Jackson's Ghost.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. What a weird. It's strange that it happened, but it happened.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know where to go from there. so I'm gonna abandon that one because I have no idea. That stunlocked me. You got me. I had no way. I had no way of transitioning out of that.
Yeah, fucking working you with the shield. Atreus got you with the bow. Bam. But I just gotta finish you off with
you off with
R3.
Got him.
Bitch you out with our 3. The real matchup is Greta Thunberg and versus Andrew Tate. So I don't know anybody who wanted this, but we have it.
Do you have any idea how it started?
So I have some idea. So Andrew Tate ran. I think it's so weird because I don't think Greta Thunberg was doing anything. She's just sort of existing and doing the same thing she always does, which is
I haven't heard
talking
from
about
her in years.
Yeah, right. Well, because she hasn't been doing anything different. She's just hey, the planet's getting fucked, and
true.
it's just all right. And she's been doing that. I guess she's 19 or 20 now or something, which is fucking scary. Because I remember when she was I don't know 4.
4.
She looked
How
4.
dare
You know what I mean? How dare you? How do you know?
How do you know?
Look, see, so
How do you know?
that's Greta Thunberg. There are consequences to not recycling. How do you know? So basically, Greta Thunberg's just existing, but she kind of exists as this kind of symbol of climate change and that stuff. And I guess that conversation's bubbling up again, so maybe she's relevant in some.
Because climate change is a huge problem that everyone's kind of ignoring. And its repercussions are becoming very visible now in this country, and everyone's still kind of ignoring it. And it's
there
really
are scientists protesting, chaining themselves to banks and shit
it's
to
crazy.
get people to notice, and then people would be like, "Oh, it's crazy," and immediately open TikTok afterwards.
Yeah, it's really
bro.
scary. Luckily,
and we missed the point to be able to decelerate it 3-4 years ago.
Well, no, to be fair, scientists do say that we've. The amount of work that we have done has done a significant amount of progress in slowing it down. For example, if we had no green initiative at all,
that's true.
At all, we'd be really, really fucked. But fortunately, there's some level of
it'd be snowing in the Sahara right now, and we'd be yo, guys, we broke it.
But so I guess that conversation's happening again. I wasn't privy to that, but I don't think. Greta Thunberg didn't say anything about Andrew Tate or anything. She's just existing, doing her climate stuff. And Andrew Tate takes a photo of him putting gas in his expensive car, and he tags Greta Thunberg in it. I can't remember what the fucking tweet said.
So fucking Bugatti.
So he antagonized her.
He's got a fucking Bugatti.
He antagonized her out of nowhere. It's so weird because she's she's fucking basic. She can say she's 19 or 20, but she's fucking forever 10 to me.
She still looks like
she's a fucking child.
Teenager when she was doing that whole "How dare you, or whatever that speech.
Yeah.
It's
so
the same person.
Let me see if I can find
what exactly he did.
Yeah, I want to see if I can find the Andrew Tate tweet specifically because I don't remember exactly what it was.
How do you like this, Greta Thunberg? I like to shove gas up my ass.
It's kind of like that.
I got a fucking Bugatti.
You know what it is? It's like those oh yeah, milk is racist, huh? And then somebody will go on Fox News and drink a whole gallon of milk, be like, I'm really triggering the lips. It's no, you're just gonna have a really fucking rough time later.
Yeah. 6 gallons of milk up their ass. What are you gonna do? What
fucking
are you gonna do?
Okay,
Milk.
Yeah. So here it is. Here it is.
Triggered.
So Andrew Tate goes, hello at Greta Thunberg. I have 33 cars. My Bugatti has a W16 8 OL quad turbo.
AOL Instant Messenger.
I don't know. It's just a bunch of my 2 Ferrari 812 Competizione have it's just a bunch of car stuff that I'm not privy to.
Some stupid bullshit. Yeah.
And then he goes, "This is just the start. Please provide your email address so I can send a complete list of my car collection and their respective enormous emissions."
He sent that out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, for no reason.
He's been thinking about Greta Thunberg.
He's been thinking about I'm a traffic
Thunberg or Thornberg?
I don't care.
I think it's Thunberg.
It's Thunberg. I'm reading it. I'm reading it right now. Yeah.
Okay.
So she just kind of replied. I imagine she was just fucking baffled. What?
Why is this guy talking to me?
I'm trying to plant trees. The fuck are you doing?
He's not even a climate person. It's so weird. So and she just responds please do enlighten me. Email me at smalldickenergy@getalife.com. And so it was just a really weird thing that kind of happened.
Yeah.
And she fucking she ratioed the sin out of him.
It's a fucking crazy ratio to be honest.
She ratioed sin out of him.
Especially what's funny about it too is now with the views, it stands out especially. So Cobra Tate, I think is his I think is his at. Let me see.
You should have got hit in the head more, bro.
I mean, he did. He did, which is why this is
no
happening.
more. He should have been.
Oh, and
I agree.
God, where the fuck is it?
So he could be
God,
sleeping right now.
He tweets way too much.
He does.
God damn it! Yeah, I can't find it. But it just kind of came out. But the thing is, the thing that's weird about I think I might, and this is maybe just in my head, but I think I might come out of pseudo political retirement because
of this.
There's just too much. I don't like the simp culture that's happening. You know what I mean? Like, there's just too many people in these, like Ian Miles Chong and like just these people who just like suckle at anybody who they perceive as to be like edgy or like against the opposition, no matter how wrong they are. Like for like the whole
right.
Andrew Tate made this whole video about like he made a video in response to fucking Greta Thunberg's tweet. He's like he's smoking a cigar in like a robe, not bothered at all, clearly, but he's and he's like curious that your email address is smalldickenergy@getalife.com. Weird. And it's like, do people forget how emails work? People like willfully missing the joke. I feel like almost because it's like they just want Andrew Tate to win, but it's like
right.
There are email addresses.
Do you think she was actually sending you her fucking email? Like that's her genuine email address and not an obvious fucking joke?
It's comedy illiteracy at a level I never thought possible.
The thing is this, right?
I've definitely made jokes like that in the past and people were totally fine with it. It's just like, hey, if you have complaints, send your complaints over to whiny
suck
bitching.
My dick.
Whiny bitching at
chrisreagan.com. Throwmycock.com at Sween.
Yeah, that's what emails are like. There's specific emails for specific things, which is the joke.
I think he's just too stupid. He maybe really didn't understand.
But that's what's so embarrassing. How is Greta Thunberg a better comedian? And by the way, I don't think it was funny. By the way, like
it's not
like whatever.
Funny.
It's like a very basic joke.
It's just
but
like
the situation's funny. That's what it is.
But the fact that he couldn't conceptualize it baffles me. I guess it doesn't baffle me because he has clearly brain damage. Do you see that video, by the way, of Logan Paul realizing he has brain damage?
No.
Which one?
Have you seen? There's a video I saw recently. Which one?
Oh, no. So that's something that happened. Okay, continue.
Well, I'll get to it after this, but like, there's a lot of weird shit. So like, there's another one where Andrew Tate he retweeted somebody who was like, somebody tweeted like Andrew Tate and Greta Thunberg need to stop flirting and just fuck already, and Andrew Tate's like, she ain't ready, and it's like.
Dude, there is footage. First of all, there's footage of Andrew Tate saying he hates fucking. He thinks it's just pure work.
Andrew Tate is weird, man.
He does not. I think Andrew Tate is asexual, and if you
supposed to fuck himself, that's it.
He does like himself, just like that Meat Cannon video where he is like just fucking going to town on himself. But I don't think he actually likes women because there's this. There is so much footage of him saying things that would suggest that that I don't even know if he's gay. He just likes himself, and then he just puts on the perception that he likes women.
He's like
he does not.
He's like if the alien from Roswell sustained really intense brain damage from the crash, and just sort of like reemerged into society. How it like 70 years later as this person. Like, even everything from the bald head to the constant sunglasses to hide his, like, alien eyes. Everything about him just, like, he feels like a cryptid to me.
Here comes a new challenger!
Oh, me.
Oh, no.
Wanna know if there's gapers like me.
Like me.
I wanna know.
Shut up.
Can you show me? He just peers in his asshole.
Ew. All right, no. We can't do this. We can't do this because we're not. Hold on. Let's clap sync real quick. Hey, everybody. So we could not let this happen again.
Yeah.
We can't let it. So what you're seeing right now, we had to cut in later because we already finished recording the episode. But obviously some stuff happened, and this is like the 18 millionth time this has happened, and I refuse to let this get the best of me. Andrew Tate, who, depending on when this gets interjected, we were talking about pretty recently about the Greta Thunberg thing. he got arrested. He's been arrested by Romanian authorities under suspicion of human trafficking, which is pretty old. That's a pretty well-known thing about Andrew Tate, I think, is that like that's a thing that's going on with him, is that it's widely believed that he is guilty of human trafficking.
He's guilty of playing with people in the traffic.
Yeah, and you know what? I am not a lawman. I'm not privy to any unique information. However, I do have to say, if you're not guilty of human trafficking, pretty unlikely you're going to be accused of it.
Very unlikely.
In a matter that is worth investigating in the way that they're doing. So, like, we'll see how this shakes up. But apparently, so I don't know if this is true. This is like kind of like the narrative that's going around, and it is a very fucking funny narrative. It is goddamn hilarious.
Apparently, this is what it is.
Apparently. Right? This is in air quotes right now because this is just this is really fresh. This is like probably still ongoing as we're talking about it. He, in his video where he's kind of like smoking a cigar and kind of telling off Greta Thunberg, he orders a pizza, and the pizza gets there, and it's this pizza chain in Romania, and that, I guess, tipped people off, or Romanian authorities off, to the fact that he was in the country, and then they raided his property while he was there. I don't know if that's actually true. I don't know how that works. I have to imagine, part of me believes that they were probably going to raid him anyway. Or they
they probably were. It's just they couldn't get a hold of him yet. I'm assuming because he travels so much.
He keeps fleeing. So so maybe they did use it as a way to be like, he's here, get him. That's possible.
His Bugatti.
But that's more about the coincidental timing of everything. We don't know if that's actually true, but we do know that it's fucking funny. This is one of the funniest things I've ever fucking seen. That he went out of his way to accost some random climate change child, basically, from like 6 years ago, who was not relevant anymore.
Like, no one's thinking about her.
I forgot she was even real.
Totally.
I wouldn't say I forgot she's real, but she definitely wasn't the talk of the town, you know?
And let me put it this way. Have you thought about her once this year?
No, absolutely not.
I feel like she might have said something earlier this year, like something faint that I might have passed, that I might have seen, but like not of my own volition. I'm like, oh, I wonder how Greta Thunberg's doing. You know, no, not once.
No, yeah, of course, nobody cares. She did her thing. She was like, "You're destroying my fucking life," and then she went away, and then whatever.
How dare you? How dare you?
How do you know?
How do you know? It's fucking. I don't know, man. So that happened. We'll see how that goes. Romanian's authorities are kind of notoriously corrupt, so I don't actually think it's going to lead to much of anything personally, but
yeah, he probably just needs to pay him off a little more.
Yeah. They raided him because they want more money. Probably. You know. But I mean, here's the thing, right? Because there are a lot of like Tate simps, which is like really confusing to me. Because he tweets things about like how he's like, I don't know, people shouldn't read books. Reading books is for stupid people. And then he talks about how he actively pays off, like how it's easy to get away with crimes in Romania because you just have to bribe them. And he talks about it like it's his lived experience.
Yeah.
And if there was ever a person to not, reactionarily jump to the defensive, it's probably this guy.
This is why, because we're done becoming who we are, you know. For a young person who is stupid as bricks, who's impressionable, you know, he's a jack guy, he's a martial artist, all this stuff. He has a Bugatti, you know, like
a Bugatti,
you know, a Bugatti, you know, like to them, there's like, oh, he's cool. But for us, we're like done being. We're ourselves already. You know.
That's true.
No, I need to interject. No, I need to interject because I got a Bugatti. So I just when we were ending the podcast, this is funny. I'm talking about this, and it's not even going to be at the end of the episode. But when we ended the episode, I just went on Andrew Tate's the video where he responded with the pizza and everything, and I just tweeted. I just had to respond because it just was. I was like, this is so gay because this is when I just watched it. I just couldn't help myself but say it. Not even to quote tweets so my audience can see it. I just went under the replies. I'm like, this is so gay. I had to say it.
It's
and
very
then some
gay.
Old guy, some guy that has a little bit of gray in his chin, was like, yeah, but he's still rich. Laughed my fucking ass off, and I short circuited a little bit because of how old he is. Like you're saying, like I understand the young, impressionable, bitch ass kids idolizing this guy. He's so edgy and shit. Oh, he's so edgy, so cool. But then there's this guy that's like, oh, he's fucking rich, bro. And I went on his Twitter, and he's like, I just went on board. I go here just to trigger leftist or whatever. That's his bio. His bio was that. Right. And all he does is
his kids don't speak to him anymore, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
So
yeah. He's a complete.
His kids don't bring him around. His son's girlfriend is like, I never saw your dad, and you're like, yeah, no. That's at some point.
Nobody who is 40 years old. Nobody who is 40. It's kind of like like Keemstar and like Shot from the Point and like these like geriatric
these
YouTubers.
Dads, these fathers,
these like fucking
bro.
ancient children.
Children?
It is so confusing to me because it's like
children.
He's still rich, but it's like conservatives hate so many rich people. There's so many like so
they
yeah
used
they do.
to. They used to hate rich people.
They hate the rich. They like the rich people who agree with them, obviously.
Exactly.
But like they fucking like every time like some famous rich actor says something even vaguely left wing, they're like fucking the elite ruling class, and it's like but Tate's rich, by the way, and I love that.
Stay in your lane, LeBron. Just dribble the basketball.
So disrespectful.
Wait. You know
so
who else?
wildly disrespectful to him, dude.
I mean, look, man, if you want to praise people and simp for people for being rich, that's totally fine. There is I think you guys would probably really love this guy. I don't think he's around anymore, but his name is Jeffrey Epstein, who was hilariously rich. And
Jeffrey Epstein, I think
who, by the way,
this guy. That's so wild.
I saw what's confusing. Blair White was tweeting about it too, and she was like, her
meta's different, bro.
Oh man, what the fuck did she say? It was like something weird, like they got Andrew Tate, but they didn't get anybody on Jeffrey Epstein's client list or whatever. And it's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, we get it.
I actually don't understand.
Yeah, it's fucked up that they didn't get Trump. Yeah, I know it is fucked up, isn't it?
It's
Blair White, isn't it fucked
Blair,
up?
Blair has lost the plot. She's lost the plot, bro.
No, they're doing.
They call everybody NPCs, but I saw that reply many a times.
Oh yeah.
Andrew Tate hashtags and stuff. Yeah, where it's not an original thought. It's just, ooh, I like that rich bunch, and then they tweet it to their stupid audience.
Yeah,
and then their stupid audience tweets it, and they say it to their stupid family, and then their family's like, I like that. Now I go turn on Tucker Carlton. You tell me what I like. You tell me what I like to hear.
You guys gotta calm. You guys are swinging.
I want you, Taco. Taco.
No,
but like it's just weird because I don't understand the deflection. Like, why deflect? Just why? Just acknowledge the comedy in the situation. Because
if they acknowledge the comedy situation, it's funny. It hurts their feelings. They acknowledge it.
Dude, can I tell you something? Let me tell you something. I'm a big Bernie guy, right? I agree with Bernie a lot, right?
Sure.
It would be heartbreaking for me to see something like if Bernie was like a pedophile or something, right? Yeah. Like that would be really sad.
That'd break my heart.
But at the same time, if I saw Bernie Sanders sitting across from Chris Hansen, that is funny. It's fucking funny, dude. And I just want everybody, if we have any influence on anybody at all, if there's anybody listening to this show who is either still kind of trying to figure out who they are or whatever, or they're like impressionable youths or whatever the fuck, I want to impress upon this very idea. There is stupidity and comedy fucking everywhere. Okay.
Well, that's true.
Yes.
And
yes,
it's totally fine. In fact, it's awesome to be able to acknowledge it when it happens. And if you can't acknowledge it, you can't be saved.
The thing is this. This is the thing, right? I got three things to tell you, right?
Three things.
Three things,
man.
Thing one. Man should know this one thing, eh? One thing. You should know that you have to learn to laugh at yourself.
Gay.
You gotta laugh at yourself.
I'm the best. I'm perfect. What's the next one?
You gotta learn to find comedy in everything.
Okay.
Yeah, everything on the left is funny. Like they're
there's comedy in everything.
And number 3, don't invest in a Logan Paul cryptocurrency.
And number three, I had number 3 that was actually funny, but you said that, and now my brain got shifted off the point.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Number three.
Go.
Number 3, don't buy pizza in Romania because there's only one pizza place in Romania, and they'll find you. There's only one pizza joint in all of Romania.
I love that
one.
It's called, I love that idea is even funnier. The idea that like he got pizza. I know where he is.
Yeah. Wait a minute. There's only one pizza place. Period. Here. There's only one standing building.
Yo, you know what's nuts? You know what's nuts though? It's called Jerry's Pizza. That to me is funny. I don't know why.
Fucking Jerry Seinfeld bought a fucking pizza chain.
You gotta calm down, Derek. You gotta calm down.
That's fucking 50% of Romania's economy.
One thing I do want to before we end this cut-in, I don't know where this is going to go. So maybe after this you'll see the rest of the show. Maybe after this there won't be anything. I don't know. But I just want to mention that we did talk about the CoffeeZilla Logan Paul thing, and while we were recording, something happened with that as well, where Logan Paul tweeted a picture of him dressed like CoffeeZilla in front of a green screen as if he was going to, like, refute it or something, or like he said he was going to talk about it on Impulsive on January 3rd, so we'll have a lot to say.
I can't wait. I'm actually going to watch. I actually watched Impulsive twice. I watched the one with KSI, and I watched the one with Tekashi 6ix9ine. Both interesting. KSI is actually not a bad guy. Like watching the more of his content I watch, like he's not a bad dude at all. He's kind of chilling.
What has he done? He's not. He's a
bit of annoying because his idea of his arrogance because of the boxing thing.
Yeah,
he's just so loud about it. And it's
as far as everybody else though, like that he's associated with in that sphere, he's done nothing really.
Yeah, as far as
they're well behaved. In fact,
I could be wrong. Somebody could come at me and say,
right.
"Oh, what about this and what about that?"
Look. As far as we know. KSI is just kind of a douche, which is not really a crime. It's not like, you're probably like not super likable, I guess, generally as a public persona, but you haven't like, scammed.
He hasn't done anything wrong.
Yeah, like, he's not doing it. Like as far as I'm concerned,
even Deji's a fuck up a bit, but he's not like a bad kid.
Deji got exposed, man. Did you know that shit about the botting?
Dejman.
So listen, one thing I want to say before. Since we know that Logan Paul is a psychopath now because of his brain, his brain's missing. I actually, because we had this conversation a long time ago on the show, Derek and I think Sweeney was there too, obviously because this is the show. But me and him were specifically talking about the Logan Paul finding the body in the suicide forest thing, and
did he fake it?
So I thought it was real, and Logan Paul was just that inept enough to react that way because I thought even back then that he was a psychopath. You thought it was fake because that's pretty likely that it would be. I have a different theory now that we know he has brain damage and he is a psychopath. I think it's real and he killed that guy.
Goodbye, guys. Goodbye, guys.
I
okay,
believe Logan Paul is guilty of murder.
No, don't. No, we're not gonna do it. We're not gonna do this right now.
Hey,
no, please don't, guys. Please stop. Let this.
It is. I will say it's not that I believe it, but it is plausible.
It's plausible.
I hate this
with
planet.
with his damaged brain and not finding a body in the forest. He could have been very upset.
You think Logan Paul found the Japanese person and scarecrowed him?
Another vlogger that was doing some stupid YouTube video and then he just killed him.
And he pinata the nigga. He pinata the nigga on a tree in Japan.
Here's how I think it went. I think somebody went to some Japanese man went to the suicide forest and he was just chilling. And then Logan Paul had a flash. He had like a moment of time where it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be in the WWE one day because I'm crazy. And then he suplexed him into the ground and used him as a. I think that dead body's real. I think he did it. Anyway,
look,
back to
it's either that or my shit. Because I'm telling you, hey, I will be proven wrong if there is just a name of the victim and the victim's family came out, because that should have been a thing that would have happened.
No one's gonna know who it is.
Yeah.
What the hell does that mean? What does that mean?
That's fucked up. I understood that.
That's such a second grade racist joke.
That is wild.
I'll see you guys later.
All right. Back to the normal show.
Andrew Tate has become this was happening, right? The right. They've never been good at making jokes or taking jokes now, but they have these champions on their side, these warriors. They post up, they go and they arb these people, and they want them to be the fucking champions of the right, but they're all stupid. They're all stupid idiots.
Yeah, it's
each and every one of them are fucking dumb and they're not funny.
It wouldn't bother me if people were just like, if people could just admit when something isn't. Because I feel like I used to see this. I feel like I used to be like, hey, this is an L. Even people in my comments, like sometimes when I would have a take, people would be like, this isn't it, man. And that doesn't happen anymore, I don't think. Like, it feels like, because fucking Ian Miles Chong is just suckling at this guy. And it's just like,
Andrew Tate?
What the fuck are you Yeah, and it's like, it was one of the most. It's some of the most embarrassing shit. Like there are so many people that I agree with. Right, I am not in their fucking mentions.
Never.
Every time almost never. And it's weird to me that every time I click on anything, they're there, and it's the same people. And you go to their profile, and it's their whole profile is just retweets of the same people over and over again, and it's so confusing because it's like the absolute lack of any sense of self at all.
It's funny.
No fucking dignity
at all.
No shame.
They out there fucking slurping and burping cock right in front of everybody.
Yeah. I'm like, bro, you need to see, and when they become an older person, they will see themselves and be like, holy shit, I was that guy. I was a reverse reply guy. Instead of like hating all the time, like how they would do with Trump and shit.
Yeah.
Like now it's just sucking cock all the time. Like, dude, you gotta give your mouth a break.
I made a Rittenhouse tweet, right?
Oh, Rittenhouse? Did you see Young Crip got like yeeted off the platform?
Yeah, look.
I can't believe it took that long though.
His account is gone. His account is gone. But he was bugging. He was wilding on that.
But he always was.
He was like, always, and that's why I love him. That's why I love Young Crip. Shout out to Donovan, Young Crip. That's my boy. But because he's not even like the most he's a very middle standing person, but he's sensible. So what happens is that when you have a degree of sensibility, you always have a left leaning nature because you're sensible. That's how that works, unfortunately. So what happens is he shits on anyone. He'll shit on anybody. He'll shit on anyone. Yeah. But what happens is that those Kyle stands make it so easy. Because even for me, I made a comment about Kyle, right? I made a comment about Kyle about like how does like I like the right sees him as some sort of like a fucking champion for just shooting and killing two people he didn't know were dickheads when he shot and killed them, right? And then everybody was like, "You don't fucking get it. Just get over it. It's a case, and he was innocent. It was self-defense." And I was like, "Still sucks."
No, he's a cunt.
Yeah,
still a piece of shit kid. You know,
he didn't need to be there with his gun. He didn't need to kill people.
Here's the thing.
I agree with that, but they don't see that.
Well, here's specifically the thing about it that makes me, because I think I was on stream with you and we were joking about how, like, I think I said something like they should make a Kyle Rittenhouse vampire hunter movie where he just kills vampires, but it's purely on accident.
He's like, slaughtering them.
He's just killing people like indiscriminately because he's crazy, but they all happen to be vampires.
They're always vampires. He kills a town full of people and they all happen to be vampires. Just
he's
like
like
happens.
Hero. He's like accidental hero.
Yeah, I feel like that's a funny premise, right?
It'd be funny, but they'd freak.
But the idea is like because he killed those two, he killed those people or he maimed them.
He maimed one, killed two.
Yeah. So those people, I think those people turned out to have like a really checkered past, like really checkered.
At least one of them for sure.
I think at least one of them, or maybe even two of them, were like straight up like sex offender and pedophile shit.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like, so he really lucked out in the sense that like
totally,
it wasn't like a single mother of three.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's a funny fucking situation. It is hilarious to me that this guy who looks like a fucking baby,
he looks like like the big baby from Boss Baby. He looks like the large baby from Boss Baby. Actually,
the issue is like you just have to have a sense of humor about. You have to be able to find the comedy in that. If you can't find the comedy in that, and you're like getting like really defensive over it, that's fucking weird. Because that is a funny. A baby ridiculous. Killed 2 pedophiles by accident.
It's ridiculous. That whole situation.
Hilarious.
But think about how weird. Like, and going back to like how the right, how they idolize everybody. It's weird. It's even Kyle Rittenhouse, a baby. They're even worshiping a baby. It's fucking bizarre.
Yeah, and then he makes that fucking that free to play, like that mobile game. That objectively, if anyone else would made it, would not be of any consequence.
Well, what was the game?
Shitty. What the fuck was it?
It's just
Kyle Rittenhouse.
It was like some Flash game, right? What
like
are
you doing?
Shooting turkeys or something? No, it wasn't that.
No. So here's
wasn't
what
like shooting turkeys or something. I don't remember.
Yeah. So Kyle Rittenhouse unveils new video game where players shoot fake news turkeys, and it's literally just like a cookie clicker, like mobile game ass thing. And it's like that's just objectively not a good game. Like it doesn't matter who the fuck made it.
God.
Like I don't give a shit who made it.
Some stupid
that's a shitty game. And then people
clout.
And then people were like, "I love it, Kyle. I love this game. This is the fucking coolest." And like it's so weird. I just don't get the simp culture is what's gonna drive me back in. I can feel it because it's just so dumb.
They are the ultimate simps. You're absolutely right. And to this point, I want to say this real quick because notice that young Crip finally got kicked off because he was digging. He was going hard in the paint on the right.
Exactly. 100%.
And notice the pattern. Even my main YouTube channel, I was not fucked with by any progressive ideologues at all.
No.
They video responses, like I know H Bomber Guy, and sometimes like H Bomber Guy made something about me and he was actually 100% right where I made a mistake and I was like, "Oh, my roommate told me about it at the time." And I was like, "Oh, I'm actually grateful for that."
Yeah,
right?
It's usually that. It's usually like either like there's like a scathing tweet or like some like the worst it will get is like an empty threat. Like maybe like I'm gonna kick you off this, but it's some random person with no fucking power and it doesn't matter.
Happens though.
Nothing ever happened.
Like even when they're like, "Oh, they're for censorship and all this stuff," you hear all this shit, deplatforming and all this stuff, and literally no one would get deplatformed on their expense. However, I make a video shitting on the alt-right, my video gets age restricted immediately, and then gets taken down immediately. It took like fucking less than an hour where these fucking pieces of shit were swarming around just like, "Oh, there's negative press on us," so on and so forth.
I still remember to this day I made a video in like maybe like 2014 where it was my most disliked video. It was like a 50-50 ratio. It was crazy. I've never seen anything like it since or before, where and it was a video like making fun entirely of like some left-leaning thing. I don't remember the exact context, but it was like very much like, what the fuck is this shit? This is insane.
Yeah.
But I opened the video being like, I used to think it was just conservatives that were like illogical, but it turns out it's more than just that. It's actually people everywhere, and it's people on the left as well. And just for that intro, 50% dislikes. Even though the rest of the video, it's wild, honestly.
They are a crazy group, bro. You criticize anything, bro. I made a joke about if Kyle Rittenhouse is black, that situation would have been very different. And they were like, "No, it wouldn't have been. It would have still been self-defense." It's like,
shut the fuck up.
He would have never approached that cop with that rifle. When he went to the cop with that rifle, he would have, if Kyle looked like Travis Scott and he tried to go up to a cop like that with an assault weapon.
It's not the point. Like I just want to hammer this idea home, right? That like we're talking a lot about the right now because that's just kind of like what's relevant, but it's not necessarily that like, oh, the right is uniquely sensitive. It's that they are sensitive also.
Yeah,
and right
absolutely.
now, And right now, they happen to be uniquely sensitive, actually. Like,
no, they happen to be,
there was a time,
they're boastful and tough, and then you say something, and they're like, fucking, get rid of him.
Yeah,
that's what they are.
They're, like, on edge now. Like, they're really, like, it's weird, but, like, because I feel like in 2015, 2016, the left was very much the same way. I don't think they would necessarily do the same shit, but, like, there was,
that's the big difference, though,
fidgety.
Man. That's the big difference, though. The action versus inaction.
You're right.
The progressive, the people I would say, like, people call them SJWs. After a while, I was just like, well, if you want to call directly what I'm talking about, because it's not sweeping general liberals, it's not sweeping progressives. I grew up in fucking SoCal. A lot of my friends are progressive. It was progressive ideologues, these fucking zealots. It was specifically a very small group of these people that were acting very hostile and being really belligerent and stupid. However, nothing ever happened to anyone that I know. Nothing happened. I didn't see people's channels getting shut down, getting mass flagged and all this shit. However, if you just dip your fucking toes into these groups on the right and 4chan and all these other fucking Kiwi farms and stuff, they're actively coming together to target and flag people. You're seeing this shit happen all the fucking time. They do this very religiously, and that is the major fucking difference to me, where I'm like, look, we can always say both sides, this and this and that, but just look at the fucking evidence on who's doing what. Well, and that's why. Well, and I just hate. Yeah. I just want to say, and then we can fucking make it a little more light and shit. Sure. It's just, I wish that people on the right, like my one of my roommates is a conservative. He grew up conservative, but he's chill. Two of his closest friends are gay as shit. They're like, oh, he's very just like, oh, I have some conservative values. However, all that other shit that people are jumping on the trains with grouping and all this other shit, he's like, that's dumb as fuck. However, he still watches some of these fucking chud assholes, right? And I just want, like, I wish that people like him would maybe talk to some other people or whatever and be like, hey, you guys are making us look like absolute fucking cunt shitbags. Like, do something. Like, just like what people like you were doing with, like, the progressive ideologues. You're like, hey, what the fuck are you doing? They're not doing that. They're not cleaning up their fucking camp at all.
Yeah,
that's the thing, right?
I never thought of it that way, actually.
That's the thing,
they don't come out and kind of provide, like, a more reasonable alternate perspective. They just sort of, like, latch on to the fucking what's happening now would be like if Shu, me, you all just sort of, like, if we were just like, yeah, I love what BuzzFeed has to say about, like, white people or whatever the fuck. And like, just, like, simping constantly. It's like, oh my god, that Francesca Ramsey, she's so fucking great. She owned everybody, like, constantly. It's like, no, what we did was we were like, hey, a lot of this is crazy, but we share some level of, we're on the same side broadly, but here's where I differ. Right. On very, very specific things.
The thing is this, though. When you do that, you weaken your camp, you know?
Well, the reality is that
that's their
nobody
thing, right?
likes... Reality isn't sexy. Reality is very fucking...
so true.
Like, reality is very, very complicated. Reality is very boring. It's not as fun to hear somebody be like, hey, these are all the specific reasons why this is dumb, but here are the things where, like... these are the reasons why I don't identify with the opposing view.
Right.
It's a lot easier to be like, this is all dumb. We are correct. Everybody who's vaguely against our side is fucking wrong. And it's just kind of like it simplifies things. It's like sports, actually.
It's like, it's 1000% like sports. Yeah,
it's people fucking, like, the fact that people, like, riot after fucking sport after, like, a fucking
Philly,
game
bro. Anytime Philly wins
me.
Anything, dog, Philadelphia's upside down afterwards, bro. They fuck that
they don't win
city
too
up,
often,
bro.
right? And
that's why they don't win too often, because of the way they act.
Because of the way
do you think the players are like, we can't win this, guys? Like,
we're gonna destroy Philadelphia.
We could win right now, but if we win, everything will be. It's gonna be a bitch getting home.
If we win, they gonna burn my mama house down again, and I can't afford that.
They gonna burn my mama house down.
Let's lose.
Let's lose. That's fucking.
Dude, the Eagles won, and they fucking lost their mind.
That shit went nuts. But
they destroyed the city, bro. The city was on hold for a few days.
It is pretty funny seeing that happen because that you would think you would take better care of your city once you won. And you're like, hey, let's be we're the shit. We're on top. And then it's almost like they behave as if they lost. That's the thing that's funny because shit gets fucked up and lit on fire, street lights broken and shit, and all this crazy shit's happening.
Like, lost.
But you guys won.
They just go up. They
just
go up,
get
man.
some pizza and fucking
they
pop some
win,
champagne.
And you go through the city the next day, and it looks like fucking what's the name of I Am Legend? You're like, what happened here? What happened? Why is everything upside down? Why is everything? They turned the fire hydrant upside down, and no water's coming out of it. How'd they do that?
That's fucking impressive.
That shit is flipped. Really it's for real flipped upside. You're like, what?
But yeah.
All right. Yeah. So anyway, I don't fucking know.
All right. What else happened? Wait, no, I had something.
Honestly.
I had something. Did you guys hear about that whole Logan Paul shit thing?
Where he has
that
brain damage?
Scam?
Oh, the
that
CoffeeZilla
scam
thing.
shit. The CoffeeZilla
yeah.
thing. I didn't watch it because I didn't give a fuck. But like I heard it was a big deal.
It's pretty fucking
why the fuck?
crazy.
Why'd you bring it up?
Because that's big news.
It is big news. You didn't watch it though?
I
watched all 3 parts of it.
I watched all 3 of them because
I got fucking things to do.
It is honestly fucking crazy. But there's everybody should check out that video. By the way, Logan Paul sucks. But
why does he keep? It reminds me of Jesse Pinkman or whatever. Where he's like, you can't keep getting away with it because he keeps fucking doing shit.
Why
like there was that dink doink thing. I remember that dink doink thing when it came out, and I'm like, look at this piece of shit. And then nothing happened. That Pokemon thing.
He fucked up TCG collecting like as a system. Like I know people that like collect like one of our friends Joe had a bunch of. We already talked about it. He had a bunch of Pokemon cards sold, but the cards he had were worth more until Logan Paul and all those motherfuckers fucked up the market for TCGs in general. Like they completely ruined it. And it's just like, yo, why? It's just like, why do you keep sucking? Like. Why?
Well, we have an answer to that. We have an answer to that now because there was a video where he's going over. It's so fucking funny. I can't remember where I saw it on TikTok, but it's like a real video. It's like it's not like CG or fucking some nonsense.
God.
Where Logan Paul is like talking to a doctor or something, and the doctor is like, "This is a scan of your brain, and notice that there are chunks missing here," and he's just looking at the camera like. He's like doing like fucking thumbnail reactions to this, which is like I can't think of anything more perfectly emblematic of that. Where it's like I think he's genuinely like a sociopath, like by like not even necessarily
brain damage.
It's weird because
you wouldn't believe how much brain damage a doctor said I had, and he's like.
But you know what's interesting about that? You know what's interesting about the conversation is like now that we know that he has a clear inability
to make the right decision
to be a good person. Like it's just actually like not possible. So
my God.
So how do you
square that circle?
Like what do you do with that info? Like Logan Paul is a piece of shit. He sucks. He's like one of the worst people probably that's ever been born into this I guess medium or whatever.
Yeah.
But he's also disabled. and it's not possible for him to be better. So what do you do with that info? Do you shoot him?
It makes sense why it keeps happening. Like you would think after the shit that he like his business partners, that one guy that's on his Impulsive podcast, Mike or something.
Yeah.
You would think that guy would be like, "Hey, no, just straight up, just no, we're not doing this." Like, hey, you fucking what was it called? His new scam?
You keep using that word. It's a game. I think
it's a game or
it's
what?
A game.
I can't remember. I forgot what it's called. Shit.
Oh my God. Zoocoin.
Zoocoin, right? Zoocoin. Zoocoin sounds right. Zoocoin sounds right.
I don't know. It's some fucking nonsense.
I'm pretty sure. No, I'm pretty sure it's Zoocoin.
I'll look it up. I'll fact check.
No, it's definitely Zoocoin.
Crypto Zoo.
Oh, what the
I
fuck?
heard that.
But
Yeah.
I guess it's crypto zoo, but like they are zoo coins, or am I wrong?
They're zoo coins. Like the crypto zoo is the name of the project, and it's just or the game. It's everybody look at that CoffeeZilla. It's a 3-part CoffeeZilla video. I didn't know about this guy until literally like 3 days ago.
Oh, I knew him through. I watch Philip DeFranco every once in a while just to get like just to have a gist of what the hell's going on in like the real world.
That's probably a good idea because I am in the fucking dark when it comes to that shit.
I watched this guy called Lay at Omni. He's a black guy, bald dude. He does like current events. I watch him.
Okay, and so he's like the black Philip DeFranco.
Omni?
Sort of, yeah, Omni.
Optimus?
No, I'm not Omni Optimus. No, this is Omni.
I don't know.
His name's just Omni?
Yeah.
Oh, Inferno Omni?
Wait, I think I know who that is.
Omni.
I thought he covers like gaming and shit.
He used to do gaming he's been a content creator for a long time, but he recently blew up over COVID. And he got he got his numbers up and everything now. Now he does like current event stuff. And that's where I got the idea from. Shout out to the black man making it somewhere on YouTube. Shout out to him. But
yeah, I get all like jealous. I'm like, damn, that I need to remove myself, and then I need to like where's the vacuum for the Negro?
Exactly.
Where's the vacuum?
That's why me as a black man making video SC stuff now is gonna be great. Because it's going to have my nigga perspective infused in all this pop culture stuff. Because there's no niggas talking about stuff. There's always some white boy that grew up in the suburbs. But I'm a nigga that grew up in the suburbs.
Yeah.
So what happens is that I was born in the hood, but I grew up in the suburbs. So I have good juxtaposing views. And I like nerd shit. So that's it, bro.
Do you think that that's why maybe... Because I feel like, we have perspectives, right? But I feel like generally, like, our perspectives are very... level-headed in comparison to a lot of people. Do you think that that's maybe because of that, like, because we know what it's like to be in the city, in the thick of it, and also like in the sticks?
Well, the thing for us is that what you and I have in common is that one, we're both like 1.5 generations, so our families are from different places.
Yeah,
and then we're technically both mixed ethnicities as well.
Yeah.
So I think that's why then we also lived in cities and the sticks. So I think we just have a lot of different perspectives that come into making us what we are. That's why we just have unique perspectives, I think. Because all it takes is taking someone from one place that they grew up in and put them in the opposite, and they'll have a very broad perspective inherently.
Yeah, you're right, yeah. I don't know. I've always wondered, because it's just like, it feels, I don't know.
It feels odd that all of our friends
Twitter feels fucking... Yeah, Twitter feels fucking lonely. When you're looking at Twitter, because when you're looking at Twitter, you're just like, everybody's like simping or whatever the fuck, and it's just
everyone's
like, God
crazy.
Christ, is there nobody?
Like, I'm talking about Digimon.
And I guess in fairness, the people who aren't simping just aren't saying anything, so it's probably a lot of people.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that just surf, right? Because Jesus Christ,
there's the loud minorities. That's the thing. The loud minorities, because most people aren't these insane groups. That's the thing.
Yeah. Well, see, you say loud minority, which is, I would say, true in the general population of just people in general. But on Twitter, God damn, there is people just popping off all the fucking time. And it's like, bro, there's no way you would say this in front of somebody. You would never fucking go up to Elon Musk and be like, and the shit that they're doing. I made
a joke because Tom Holland made a joke about something involving Scorsese, right? That whole Scorsese cinema bullshit thing, right? Which Scorsese has the truth about it because he's very much so a big fan of classical, keeping cinema. Like in the cinema.
People are mad, but he ain't wrong.
He's not exactly wrong, right? But Tom Holland made a comment, and Tom Holland's comment, though it's not wrong either. It's just like he's been in movies that are very impactful movies and very.
What did he say? He was like, "You an old ass bitch. Shut up, nigga."
He was just like, "I've been in movies that are very cinematic movies that are cut up for ideas Oscars, and I've been in movies that are MCU movies that are, it's ridiculous to me is that they're just more money. I'm going to give the same kind of acting skill in it. Whatever they ask me to do, I'll do it for them, And then I tweeted something that made a lot of people mad. I tweeted that Scorsese's mad that the main character in Marvel movies aren't Italian or Irish mobsters. And he's also upset that everybody doesn't call Black Panther a nigga to his face. And people got so angry. I'm aware that Scorsese's filmography is mostly documentaries. If you know, you know. It's mostly him doing like documentaries. But his most popular movies are about mobsters.
Yeah. Well, the most popular ones, yeah.
The most popular are mods, and they have
throw that word around.
30 hard R's in each one.
Throw that word around a little bit.
If there isn't a hard R within the first 10 minutes of the movie, it's not Oscar worthy.
Exactly, bro. That's it.
Works.
That's it. Either the black character's got to be a slave, or they got to say the N word. That's how you make an Oscar movie. What I don't like is that that is a very normal joke in the comedy world. Like in a comic world, that is such a normal thing to say that people freaking it's so bizarre. Where I'm like, do you not understand? Do you not see the humor in this? And I think people took it literally that I was like, oh, Scorsese makes only. He doesn't make only mouse movies. Obviously, I understand that. Duh.
They probably
I'm a communications
people that didn't understand
major.
That you're
I watched his movies.
People probably think that, and I think this is also a problem with, they probably just saw you and they're like, oh, here's this woke black guy that has a problem with, they're probably thinking this and not just,
yeah.
And I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. We're just taking the piss, right?
I had a similar thing recently where I just tweeted about Avatar. It's like my biggest tweet in a while. Although this week has been fucking actually I feel like for some reason this week my tweets have been exploding. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but I literally just somebody was like, no cultural impacts, motherfuckers, watching Avatar outgross every major Marvel movie in the last year, and it's like gross doesn't mean impact. I don't even like Marvel really, but there's undoubtedly more impact in any given Marvel movie, generally speaking,
right,
than Avatar has had. Even this new one, and I literally just tweeted, this movie is about to pass $1 billion, and I have heard literally nothing about it from anyone.
True.
No one, nobody. Ren was the only person that I know who saw it, and when I asked him about it, he said it was fine. That was it. That's the only, no one, and people who do talk about it talk about it's a stunning visual spectacle. But usually it's I don't know, when people were talking about Spider-Man, people were talking about characters and story. I don't even think that movie's particularly good, by the way. The
No Way
what
Home?
is it? The No Way Home, that multiverse one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But people were talking about the movie. You know what I mean? The story and the implications of it. People, when Endgame was coming out, people were talking about characters and shit. Even fucking Terminator. When James Cameron's older shit, fucking Titanic and Terminator 2, when those movies were fucking big, and even still to this day, Terminator 2's fucking impact is crazy. People still talk about Titanic. People still talk about Rose.
Yes.
Yeah.
People, no one, not a fucking single person has talked to me about these characters, the story, anything. It's a stunning visual spectacle, or it was fine, and people were fucking flipping out about it.
The thing is right? The thing is,
I don't understand.
If you're going into that movie, right? If you're going into this movie, apparently James Cameron did a lot of work in trying to get the visual style down packed. And that's very cool. And he apparently did a good amount of world building, which is cool. But at the same time, it's just
Dude, I don't care about these blue people. I don't care.
I don't know. I've no Ren saw it, I guess. That's one person that saw it. And my homie Brian saw it. My friend Brian left maybe an hour and a half into it. He was like, it's just very boring. So he went to a bar. So he didn't finish the movie. And then my friend Ren saw it. And I'm just like, this movie doesn't, it's making so much money. And it's just how? Because I don't know anyone seeing it. I don't know anyone seeing it.
It's not even about anybody seeing it. It's about how, when a movie makes $1 billion, it's reasonable to assume that people would be talking about it. And that's what I thought was so weird, is that and people were like, oh, you're just in your online bubble. It's bro, most of the people I know are not online. Sincerely, I'm probably one of the least online fucking content creator people ever. Most of my friends don't even, Jalen, Paul, Gabby, Joe, they are so not internet people. It's hilarious.
They stay away from that on purpose.
I have to explain to them sometimes, just the general concept of what I do, and I don't even bother sometimes. And so the perspectives I'm getting aren't Twitter people. It's my parents haven't seen it. My nieces and nephews haven't seen it. The friends that I have. Actually, the only person that I know who has seen it is Ren, and he's an online person. And all he said was, it was fine. So all I'm saying is, like, it's weird to me that this movie is making so much money and no one's talking about the movie in any real capacity. It's really just kind of
strange.
Like,
it's very peculiar.
It seems strange because there's people trying to convince you that it's going to have some cultural impact, and it's not. Like, you can think about something like the Fast and Furious franchise, which makes a billy all the time.
Yeah.
But normal people don't talk about fucking Toretto and his dumbass cars and family.
No one's like, I want to be Toretto when I grow up.
Well, but what I'm saying is, like, even that meme, that family.
So arguably, it is more.
That
you're
is
right.
something.
You're
but
right.
like nothing has come out. The only thing that I've seen that's come out of Avatar is that one
Avatar that's a black person with the curly hair.
Yeah,
I was like, what the? I was gonna say the same thing. I was like, why he got fucking black people hair?
But
yeah,
I don't know. It's not even anything against the movie. Like I said, like I haven't seen it. It might be great. Fucking, I don't know.
You're just being real.
I just thought it was fucking weird.
You're just stating an opinion, and what happens is online, you state an opinion and disagree with everyone is like, fuck you, you're wrong, Chris, you dumb bitch.
It's not even an opinion. The first Avatar movie's been out since like 2009. Where's the cultural relevance? Where's the ref? Dude, fucking, I was literally just talking about Terminator 2 yesterday.
Yeah,
and I was just
a fucking great movie.
Yeah, like I fucking like you lending to what you were saying earlier, and I can't even remember any time that I've ever referenced anything about Avatar, and I even say sometimes where I'm like, you know what was more beautiful to me was Life of Pi.
Yeah.
If you see the movie Life of Pi, it's one of my favorite fucking movies. Yeah. It's an amazing movie. I love that movie so much.
And not only was it a visual spectacle, it was a very introspective movie about like your perception of religion, how you view yourself in the world. It was a great film.
That movie is amazing. It's to me, if I'm ever in a shit mood, and I always recommend people, if you're in a shit mood, watch Life of Pi. It's impossible to not feel good after you've done watching that movie.
I remember being impressed by I don't remember much about it though. I remember the visuals being really cool, but it's been a while. I've only seen it once. Also,
it's a great fucking movie.
It's a good movie.
Highly recommend it.
One of my favorites.
I don't know. It's weird that such an innocuous statement can inspire. Because I think the thing that bothers me most about it is like, you're in a bubble, and it's like, no, I think it's probably just very, very popular overseas and not here. Is my guess. Is genuinely my guess is that China loves it. My guess is that overseas fucking adores it. Yeah, there's no black people in it because they can't be black.
But do you think they're fucking freaking out about it too? I just feel like it's
they freaked out about World of Warcraft, bro. That movie did so good over there. It was insane.
That's what I mean, right? Where it's like a movie like that can fucking flop here, and it'll still make like a fucking ton of money in China.
To the point they're making a sequel.
To the point where they're making a sequel, and I feel like maybe that's what's happening because like I don't know how else to explain it. Like no one's talking about this fucking movie. Even just like movie reviews. Like normally when a movie comes out, I'll see it like in my timeline, but I saw one Avatar movie review pop into my recommended one.
For me, I just keep saying how much money they're making.
For a movie that's this big, it's fucking bizarre.
I just keep saying how much money it's making. And that's all I see. I see like it made this amount of money, and I'm like, that's a lot of money.
Yeah. I keep seeing updates. I keep seeing updates about how much money it makes.
I'm saying, that's a lot.
I think that's the only reason why some people are seeing it, but then they see it and they're like, that was okay.
Even the people. No, even the people in my replies are like, it's actually pretty good. It's a stunning visual spectacle.
And I'm like, that's not
fucking one.
You know what movie was good though? Apparently, I haven't seen it yet, but I'm gonna see it this
No one
weekend.
Talks like that. Nobody talks like that.
Yeah.
You don't, after you're finished seeing a movie, even if it is a stunning visual spectacle, you don't say that, do you? You go, it was a stunning visual spectacle.
It's like everyone that reads One Piece is like, One Piece is peak fiction. It's like, no one ever really in life says peak fiction.
Peak fiction, what does that even mean?
People would just say, that's very good, I love it, or I really enjoy it. They don't say peak fiction.
You know what's peak fiction?
Does that mean it's the highest fake? I don't get it. What does that mean? What does that mean?
It's peak fiction.
Wait, what was that movie?
But the movie that just came out that apparently was really good is Violent Night. I heard Violent Night was a very, very, very good movie.
It looks fun as fuck.
It looks like a fun movie.
Yeah, I heard it was really good. My friends, same thing with like Bullet Train. Everybody said Bullet Train was ass on reviews. I saw
don't
Bullet Train.
understand
I was like,
the
this
reviews of
movie's
Bullet Train.
dope as shit.
This movie's amazing. I don't understand the reviews.
I had more fun.
I laughed my ass off during that movie several times.
I had more fun watching Bullet Train than easily, like, it's been fucking forever probably since I've had that much fun in a theater.
I couldn't agree more.
Could not agree more.
It was Bullet Train and it was freaking, what you call it, Everything Everywhere. Those are the two most fun times I've had in the movies that aren't about characters that I've been reading since I was like 7.
That's what I mean. It's like outside of like a superhero movie that I really liked or something. Like Bullet Train is fucking. If you haven't seen Bullet Train, it's so
it's
fun.
on Netflix right now. Go watch it.
Good,
it is such a fun, ridiculous fucking movie. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of not in the same exact way, but it reminds me of Sorry to Bother You, in the sense that it's just like such an out-of-pocket fucking movie. Yeah. Like, I don't know, just this idea is fucking insane.
It's
and the
brilliant.
execution of it's really fun. It's like, it's not like,
and the aesthetic too.
It's not like The Godfather.
The cinematography's fucking. I love it. I love it.
It's shot really fucking well.
It's not The Godfather. You come to me on my date and my daughter gets married, nigga.
And on the other side of it. I saw The Whale, that Brendan Fraser.
Oh, I've been meaning to see that. I want to see it.
It's really fucking good, but it's really fucking sad.
My sister saw that movie and she said she had to come home to her kids depressed after seeing it. She went to see it with her friends, and then like she had to come home depressed and shit to her kid afterwards. And I was like, "Is it that sad?" It was really sad.
So you're not telling her to watch Bullet Train now. And then she'll be fine.
So here's Bullet Train afterwards. Clean the taste out your
here's
mouth.
What you do: you watch The Whale, get real fucking sad because Brendan Fraser is a fucking great actor, and then you watch fucking Bullet Train and have a fucking blast. I love Bullet Train.
You can't go through those highs and lows, man. That's not good for you. It's not good. It's like when you cry. Like people are like when you cry. You know how it's easy to laugh when you're crying. Like, for some reason, like, things that are not quite as funny while you're, like, weeping, if something funny happens, you'll be laughing, crying at the same time. I really don't think that's good for you. I don't think it should be going through those two emotions at the same time. I feel like it depletes your life.
Well, not every fucking moment of every fucking day. Obviously
nah,
not.
Man, in general, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that ever.
I think that's totally fine. That's like saying you shouldn't go that's like saying you shouldn't go from being asleep to awake.
No. You shouldn't go from being in deep sleep to jolted awake, though.
You know how many, now I listen. Do exactly what I say.
Don't do that. You're gonna shorten your life. Don't fucking do that.
I'm listening.
Do exactly what I say. Watch The Whale and then watch Bullet Train immediately. Like, before the credits are even fucking rolling. Bullet Train should be starting.
Don't fucking do that, dude.
Because that was a goddamn fun movie. And you know
I don't understand the reviews. What do you think? Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know what the fucking the reviews baffle me.
I'll
look them up.
Every single person I have talked to about Bullet Train was like, "This movie's fucking great." So I just like don't get it.
Even people who I like expect to have like a negative opinion of it, like people like critics that I even like and respect. Like obviously we had Adam, Your Movie Sucks, on the show, and I remember listening to a Sardonicast episode where Ralph, the movie maker, like, he's another one where I just kind of anticipate, like, oh, it's a fun movie, maybe they won't like it. But even Ralph was like, this is fun, and it's like, yeah, the reviews for Bullet Train fucking confuse me. I don't understand them.
Like, what were they expecting? Because it gave to me, it's like it gave me what it presented itself. It gave me everything I wanted. I don't know, like it, like even the people that I was like rooting for. Like they everything like worked out. It worked out so satisfactory too.
So like here's a negative review.
Okay.
It's not fatal that Leach and company have no evident goal other than to amuse audiences with 2 hours of spiffy nonsense. But there's a whiff of try-hard desperation behind the film's bravado. What does that even mean?
That guy
hard. They tried hard to make a fun movie.
If this dude that's the type of dude that never leaves his home because he would get his ass whooped immediately. Like, that's what that reeks of to me. Like, he doesn't sound real.
Without the ebbs and flows of the mundane viewing experience, about this never-ending barrage of increasingly ridiculous actions. Fun at first, exhausting by the end. Bullet Train proves that sometimes more is actually much more. It's actually too much more.
Oh, like, this guy sucks.
This guy is such a
dipshit.
Please.
So he didn't like Bullet Train. He gave it a 2.5 out of 5. 2.5. He didn't like The Whale either. He gives it a 2.5 out of 5. Same exact.
What is? What is he like? What is he like?
He didn't like fucking Weird the Ali Yankovic story. Same exact score, 2.5 out of 5.
Okay.
That movie was fun as fuck.
What's the guy's name? Matt Brunson?
No, I don't want to like.
Oh, right.
I don't want to send people.
That's true. That's true. People will do that.
What does he like?
So let's see. What does he like? He likes these movies I've never heard of.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm sure he probably likes fine stuff, but it's just like it's confusing to me.
So he said. So I got.
How do you not have fun with Bullet? How does a person not have fun with Bullet Train?
So I'm reading one right now. It says, like the titular mode of transportation, it does pick up speed as it barrels along. It's like.
I hate the way. Can I say something?
That's how film. That's how stories work. A story's not going to be its wildest in the beginning.
You're right. Also, well, sometimes. Yeah. But I will say, I hate the way people write movie reviews. Like they're trying to write a fucking book.
1,000%. It's not real. That's the thing that pisses me off. They're not acting like real people.
It's fucking.
They write them like people write anime interactions.
It's like, I hate most video essays that I listen to because these people trying to sound like they're trying to get graded by a fucking professor.
Ouch. Thanks, though.
Like, if you're trying to sound that way, and I'm being 100% honest, I won't fucking like it.
Thanks.
If you're writing it the way that you're a fucking person, like, oh, I am Kingston. Here's how I talk.
The thing is this for me, right? This is my nature. This is my problem. I'm used to academic writing, right? So what happens when I write something that I'm informing someone in it, I'm writing as an informative essay. And that's something I have to break out of. That you can't make content. That's not how you make content. That's how you write an essay for school.
Like, let me give you I mentioned this channel a lot, biographics, right? There's a script, and it's just covering a person, right? There's no fucking fancy talk. It's just breaking down the person's life, and they're not trying to impress a professor, for example. Yeah. It's just, here's the stuff. This is how I speak. Just don't go away from who you are. It's like Chris writing a script. It's Chris. This is Chris's character. This is Chris Ray Gunn. This is how he does things. Now imagine Chris trying to sound like me or something. You'd be like, what the fuck is he doing? Like, what do you like? Just do your thing. And there's just people. I said there's a big difference. Like I listen to a lot of people's shit, and there's people that they're doing their thing, and then there's people that are trying to sound. They're using words that they don't normally use when they talk, and that's where I'm like, fuck you. Like, say, on these fucking movie reviews, where they're just like, I'm like, you don't talk like that to your homies. Why the fuck are you doing this?
Titular is a fucking disgusting
word.
No
one says ebbs and flows.
No one says titular.
No one says ebbs and flows. People may write it down sometimes, but no one says that.
I've never used it.
There are some
I've only
things
said
like
even flow.
There's some things like that. There's some things like that are like more essay style things that I do say. I think I say ebbs and flows, and I say like from stem to stern if I'm talking about like from the bottom up or whatever. But and I would say actually like you said something weird, like Sweeney, you said I have to break out of that mode of writing an essay. I don't even think that's true necessarily. I think it's actually a good kind of frame. I think it's good to write the essay and then kind of go over it again and be like, okay, where can I throw in or how can I alter this in a way that's more authentic to me? Because the important thing is like getting the information there, and the essay is good for that.
Sure.
But then you kind of go back and like, oh, this is a good time for a joke, or this is a good time to kind of like lighten the mood, or this is a good way to transition.
Like, I can make this funnier.
I
can make this funnier. I can do something here.
Yeah,
because that's usually how I haven't written in a while, but when I write, that's how I do it. I write an essay and then I fuck with it until it's like.
That's good advice, because that's my first video was very essay-like.
There's nothing wrong with the essay structure. It actually makes sense. Like, when in literature, if you're trying to get your point across, you do want to have your summary or your thesis. You want to fucking go in the body. Like, it makes fucking perfect sense.
I know, but reciting it as that is not the best. It turned into very inorganic.
The delivery has to be better, and ultimately I think it's all only good for structuring.
It's P2P, man. You're talking to your peers, essentially, are going to be watching this shit, and not your professor. That's all I'm saying. Is that, like, you don't need to try to impress people. I'm just talking in general, because that's what I'm seeing what these fucking assholes are doing in those movie reviews, where I'm like, you're trying to make yourself sound fucking much smarter than you actually are, because I know you don't speak like that. You know, when these people are saying this dumb shit, I'm like, just talk to me like a regular fucking person, asshole.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of, like, this wasn't the case back in the day, but, like, now everything is really, really overwrought, and I think a lot of it is because people want to sound smarter than they are. Like, I was looking for a recipe recently because I wanted to try out a recipe. I wanted to see if I could. I want to make that thing that I had I think it was like Italian wedding soup or something. And because I remember having it a long time ago and it was bomb, and I want to learn how to make that so I can make it whenever. And I was looking up recipes for it, and every single fucking recipe, instead of just being the fucking recipe, it's like, the history of Italian wedding soup dates back to the fucking 1800s, and you're like, I just want to know how much meatball I need. I just, like, I'm looking for a fucking recipe, and the truth is, it's really just, a lot of it is just to have a really, like, a lot of words so you can fill it with search terms, so you can bump up into the SEO, so you're the first thing that comes up on Google, and then it helps to have a lot written down so that way they can stuff as many fucking ads on the screen as possible.
Yeah.
And it's just, like, a really sad future where, like, the internet is sincerely less... I think it's less useful than it used to be.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Purely because people have come around to understanding how monetizable it is.
Yes,
yeah,
I agree
definitely.
With that. I agree with that whole.
Same happened to television. Same happened to television. Well, and radio is the nature of the beast.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like, I guess so. But TV has been monetized for our entire existence. Like we do not like. Even Derek, who's like a little bit older.
There's no frame of reference where any of us can go back and be like, I remember when TV wasn't full of commercials. No, this is how it's
right. Been. We don't have that frame of reference, so that's just like normal to us. But we do have a frame of reference for the internet. And if I'm sure the audience for the show is like very, very like confusingly diverse as far as like age goes. Like I'm sure there's a lot of people who are like probably like 40s. I'm sure there's probably a lot of people who are like in their teens. But if you This is not how it used to be. It used to be fucking crazy.
Remember when YouTube didn't have ads?
YouTube didn't have ads.
Remember that? Yeah. Do you remember that period of time?
Hell
That's
yeah.
crazy to think about. I remember the first YouTube ad I think I remember seeing was like in 10?
Yeah, it was like 10 or 11 or something. Like it definitely wasn't 2009.
Because I remember I was looking at one of my favorite like Pokemon YouTubers, and an ad popped up, and I was like,
Well, no, I remember. So the ads in 2009, I think I could be totally wrong, but I feel like there were ads in 2009, but they weren't pre-rolls and post-rolls. They were like the same ads that you would find on like a website. So like it would be like
banners?
off to the like banners or like to the side.
Maybe
there might have been like I think I might be misremembering this, but I think I've seen like Wayback Machine screenshots where that's the case.
Maybe, but it was definitely when they changed their UI. Is when they started doing ads. When they stopped doing the star system and everything.
Yeah.
They started doing likes and dislikes.
Google Plus, I think.
Yeah, when it transformed that time, we had to make a new email for your account. When everybody had to do that.
I'm curious. When did ads start on YouTube?
That's crazy. That was a long time ago.
I remember putting ads was fucking easy, too. It was just a fucking button you would click to just click. It was just a button to switch over. And there wasn't this crazy-ass process that you have to do now. Like, you have to have a... What are the stipulations are 4,000
watch
hours or something and 1,000 subscribers or some shit like that?
Shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. This is actually fucking interesting. Let's see. In 2008, YouTube launched an insight analytics tool and screening room after lengthy negotiations, blah, blah, blah. In November of 2008, pre-roll advertising started playing before some video game content. That same month, the site announced promoted videos.
Interesting.
And then in January, YouTube started allowing ads in January of 2009 is when it was kind of like generally. So yeah, that's kind of.
Dude, I remember the video because I remember there was a video, a feral compilation I watched all the time where it was like that guy that got attacked by the bear he had like sitting next to that lady, and then like the guy, that Afro guy doing the backflip with the nunchucks, and he fucks up and he gets up and he's like swinging it.
Classic.
Like those videos, like the girl's like, "Oh my god, shoes!" Like all those like old YouTube videos.
Do you remember? Do you remember Ask a Ninja?
Yeah,
that's fucking ancient.
That's
now.
old. That's old.
Ask a Ninja's like 2005. Probably.
What is the first? Do you guys remember your very first YouTube video you saw?
Yeah, Charlie the horse.
Oh man,
Charlie the horse,
the unicorn.
Charlie
I got Charlie unicorn. It's going to Katy Mountain. First YouTube I ever saw in my life.
The unicorn.
Mine
that was Film Cow. Jason Steele. I remember that. 2008.
Mine was I'm the Juggernaut bitch. That was the first video I ever saw on YouTube.
That was the rogue one?
Yeah, my fucking my graphics class. Somebody was like, "Dude, you have to see this," and I was just so I was like, "Dude, this is fucking YouTube. This is what YouTube is. Just some fucking guys dubbing fucking the animated X-Men."
I remember that. I remember the gummy bear song. I remember Dick in the Box.
That's later.
I remember.
Yeah, that's the. I feel like the first YouTube, man. That I wish I knew for sure, but I think the first one that I was really cognizant of was the fucking. Oh my god, what's his name? Leroy Jenkins. That fucking
Leroy Jenkins.
I think that Leroy Jenkins.
That made me play WoW. Actually.
Oh no shit! That's right.
I could be wrong though, because maybe it's not
Leroy Jenkins. Goddamn, Leroy Russian.
That fucking Leroy goes hard, dude.
Classic,
because like it was so not planned too. Just
like that clearly wasn't staged. That was just someone fucking up a raid, and it was hilarious.
Yeah. So here it is. Yeah, so Leroy Jenkins originates from the original multiplayer video game World of Warcraft, where Leroy Jenkins, Ben Schultz. In May of 2005, a video, a rough go, first appeared on the World of Warcraft fan site, Warcraft Movies. I have to imagine it ended up on YouTube at some point.
Yeah,
definitely. I definitely remember watching.
Of course.
Remember the kid that got his computer taken away, and he flipped out. He went under his cover with a shirt on, came out without a shirt on. Then he tried to put his remote up his butt, and he was freaking out.
That was some fake news. That was some fake news, though.
That was a classic.
Planned that shit. It was a great video until I found out it was fake. That shit pissed me off.
What's another one? What's another old?
It's
video?
called. I remember these videos so vivid. It's Greatest Freakout Ever.
Yes.
That's what it's called. These videos.
It's like time machines.
So iconic. Yeah, it's like Greatest Freakout Ever original video 13 years ago. So that was May 3rd, 2009.
What else?
I remember finding YouTube really, really early. I remember like Smosh was like some of the first like Smosh was like the first content creator that I was like, okay, this is interesting. They're making stuff consistently. It was them
and Niga for me.
I have like a lot of old people that like are not even, they don't even exist. There was like this guy Mr. Black's movie reviews that I watched a lot. I remember he did a Dark Knight review that was really cool.
That's back when YouTube was
Angry Video Game Nerd.
Yeah, back when he was still chunky. He was really heavy back in like a long time ago.
Did you guys ever see the Unforgivable series?
You showed me Unforgivable.
I think you showed me it too. But I think I remember seeing one of them.
But might have stumbled upon it.
But then we went through and watched all of them in our apartment after you showed them to us.
I was obsessed with that shit, dude.
16 years ago.
I was obsessed with it so much.
Crazy. Dude, August 22nd, 2006.
Wow. Dude, I bought 2 of his shirts. He started selling merch. I bought 2 of them. I was this guy. I was obsessed with this guy. I was like, dude, this guy's he's so ridiculous.
This is comedy. You were like, this is comedy. This is what funny is.
Dude, years later, I went and watched them again, and the third one, I was like, I can't believe this is still on YouTube. Because it's literally just him. It's all a joke, because even in the first one, he's just doing all these cuts of him laughing and shit. I guess to set the precedent that this isn't real. But the third one is just him camping with his friend, and then he rapes his 14-year-old friend's daughter. Like, that's the whole bit. And I'm like, years later, I'm like, wow, I don't think this should be on YouTube. It's fucking wild.
Bro,
I mean, it's like
what was allowed and what's not allowed is insane.
Exactly. Like, say if you posted it now, because it's obviously it's like grandfathered in, but yeah, if you posted that shit now, no way that shit would fly at all.
It's fucking.
It's such a wild video. I'm like, dude,
it is fucking insane. Yeah, fucking yeah. I think a lot of it was that Ask a Ninja is here. It's fucking 15 years ago.
Remember that asshole Fred? Is he dead?
That's Fred. That's Fred. No, he's still around.
Hopefully the fentanyl OD or something.
Freaking what you call it? Remember wait, what is it called? It was that guy that was that brown Ray William Johnson in equals 3. There you go.
You did the transition sound.
I had to remember.
I didn't know what we were doing.
That's disgusting. I hated
you were doing. I thought you were a Reptar or something. What the fuck is this?
I had to
that was so fucking
sound.
Accurate. It pisses me off.
I had to do the sound to remember his name, and after I remember his name, I remembered his channel. Wait, we gotta go to questions, guys. We're going longer than we should have been.
Oh,
we gotta go to questions.
Yeah. Fuck. Yeah, all right, let's go to questions.
Man, we're way over.
We're just going down memory lane instead of doing a podcast.
All right.
All right, let's shotgun the questions.
You know what?
Well, what?
This might go a little bit long. It's end of the year, fucking whatever. Happy New Year. You get a fucking slightly longer episode, probably. All right. DeRolling Thunder Road, and he says, "Hey, ODST Trooper, N7 Spectre, and level 20 Warlock.
Let's go.
Perpetually drowning in tiefling pussy.
Let's go.
Long time listener, first time patron. I subbed because Derek did as he promised and sent me gay Tarzan porn." So
I gotta say before you finish reading it, I sent probably over 100 of them. I thought fuck, I should have just said I'll post it on Discord and find it or some shit. But I made a promise. I said DM me and I'll send it to you. And I was like, fuck, I shouldn't have said
that. All right, well, it worked. So
thanks, Derek. Thanks, Derek.
You sending porn materially resulted in a slightly, if very slight standard of living to all of us.
That is very true.
I really appreciate
you've added. That's a profit for us. My question to you guys is, what video game was the one that really taught you that video games are art? For me, it was Red Dead Redemption. Before that, no game really drew me in such a strong emotions, connection to characters. It had an amazing, and it had such an amazing with it. I think there's probably a typo there, but appreciate you, Rolling Thunder.
God damn.
For me, it was Final Fantasy VII.
Bioshock.
Final Fantasy VII, yeah.
Man, I gotta say it would probably honestly have to be Donkey Kong Country. That's when
Donkey Kong Country is fucking amazing.
When fucking that was when I was just like this. Looking at this shit was the most beautiful thing I had seen. Nothing like that looked like that.
That game still looks
gorgeous.
crazy, bro.
It is still really good looking to me.
It has some muddy moments, but then there are moments where it's things looks on the trolley. There are moments where you're on the trolley where things look so good, and you're like, "This is an
the minecart
game."
madness." Even the fucking the sound effects was so satisfying when you would hit the track. It just really I paid so much more attention to what I was doing than probably any other video game.
That's so frustrating because that makes me want to play it, but I left my Switch at home.
Oop. I might play that shit right after we're done, low key.
Donkey Kong Country is so good.
I remember thinking I was good at that game, and one of our friends was way better than. We know one person that's so good at that game, it's almost unbelievable.
I feel like everybody has that one though. You know what I mean?
That one game you're just very good at. Huh?
I'm just saying, man, people on the spectrum are fucking good at some shit.
Oh, yeah, because that's all they got. They can't communicate. They can't convey their ideas, but they can fucking play the fuck out of a piano.
Goddamn, yeah.
He can't deal with you changing it. He can't deal with you painting his room a different color, but that motherfucker will play the sax like it's nobody's business.
Let me tell you something. I can glitch that Banshee through the tunnel in Halo 2 every single time. That's a hard fucking thing to do. Nah, I got it every time.
But let us change his wallet color. Freak the fuck out. Freak the fuck out.
Yo, if I woke up and my wallet was a different color and it was still my wallet, I'd honestly be fucking freaked out.
Tear his whole room down.
It's the same thing.
I'm shoving remotes up my ass too, man.
Yeah. Greatest freak out ever. But for me, those are good answers. Donkey Kong Country. What'd you say, Sweeney?
For me, it was Final Fantasy VII.
Final Fantasy VII.
That's a good answer. For me, it was
BioShock.
Easily BioShock was it was the first one that I considered. Like, there were games that I fucking adored and loved more than fucking anything before that, but BioShock blew my fucking mind in a way that I'd never
Or maybe
before.
Final Fantasy Crisis Core.
Although I do have to
say...
Really?
That PSP game?
Yeah, that's because I played other games before that, but I played Crisis when I was like maybe 13. And that was the first time the story like touched me in a way that like I cried for real at the end.
Are you playing the
remaster
I already played
or whatever?
it. Why am I buying for $50 again? Like, why already played it?
It costs too much. I agree.
It was like, that should be a $30 game. That should be.
You know what?
You should probably purchase that game through the remake. Like, oh, here you can buy this game discounted through the remake, and I'd be like, oh, yes, that's cool. But I'm not
buying that. The remake's like $40
game
right now on PC. I thought about getting it.
The remake's really good.
Good game, good video game, man.
I don't really love those types of games, but I thought it was fun. I didn't finish it. I should finish it, honestly.
The ending of that game, the ending is wild, bro.
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite endings in a video game.
Is it like? But is it true to the core of
different story?
It's different.
It's a retelling of the story.
Oh no shit!
Yeah,
okay,
it's really cool. You'll think you're gonna know what's gonna happen, and a lot of the big story points are the same, but there's more character interaction.
So do you think I should replay? Because I've never beat Final Fantasy VII. I only played
replay it. Take some time, then play the remake. I would say.
Interesting. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think based on what I remember, it toys around with the fact that you know what's
that's the point of it. Yeah,
like that's the whole point is to kind of. Yeah.
I didn't even know that. It's funny.
It's pretty cool. Like I know Final Fantasy VII on a fairly surface level, but I still had a pretty good.
Also, they give Cloud a character. Instead of just being like the stoic, like he's just stoic, and I'm angry, upset about things, and I have a trouble with past. He's like kind of a dork now. Like he tries to be really cool. That makes sense
because he looks like a fucking dork.
He tries to be cool, and he has like these powers, and he's like, yeah, that's kind of lame. But then he does moments where he like fucks up, or he like slips, or just giving him like more personality other than just being kind of a stoic person.
I see.
So it's really cool. I'll play it. Good game, guys. You guys should all play it.
Yeah, Final Fantasy VII Remake is good. I will say, BioShock. I played that in 2007, and I was too scared to. I was too scared to get past the elevator because it scared the shit out of me. It really fucking scared me. Because the intro to BioShock is fucking unnerving. Because you've got like the elevator and it's like dark, and then it's like beating. It's like the splicer is like fucking tearing holes in it, and then it disappears, and then the door like slowly creeps open. And you're like, I couldn't fucking do it. So I played that like I think 2 years after I played like the demo of it, and I fucking loved it. If I had played Shadow of the Colossus or Metal Gear Solid 2 before that, I suspect that would be the first game that would have blown my mind. But
Shadow of the Colossus is an experience.
Anyway, let's move on. The angelic dungeon master who has to explain to the party that there are consequences to saying the N-word.
Oh my god, yes, dude. Dude, our fucking jokes are spreading, and it's making me so happy.
Well, this is our community. It would make
sense. It still makes me happy, though.
So, there's a, I just want to say before you read it, there's this bodybuilder named Lean Beef Patty. She's pretty big on TikTok and like Instagram and all that shit. And she didn't use the first part of their consequence saying N-word, but she used why, how do you know, to like a specific, like it was like a steroid thing, right? And then immediately when I saw that, I just all caps put their consequences and saying the N-word. And that shit, like, skyrocketed in fucking likes and shit. And there was people that didn't know. So there was a bunch of people arguing, like, about, what is this? What the fuck is this shit? It was just madness. It was madness, but...
That's awesome.
It was fucking... I was like... Yeah,
anyway.
It's spreading.
It's spreading. That video's fucking hilarious.
It's pretty great.
Anyway, this person wrote in. I just read the name, and it's long. I'm not going to do that again. Hello, Dante, Nero, and V. A very quick question. Have any of you played or intend to play Ultra Kill? I have a feeling you would get a kick out of it. If not, what is that? I don't know what that is. Wait, that sounds
I think I
familiar?
heard of it. Someone brought it up.
Let me see. Let me look this little bitch up. Ultra kill. I feel like this is like the second time somebody's maybe brought this up to me. But I have my brain don't work no good, so apologies if this is a rehashed territory. There's a trailer. Oh yes, I do remember this. I should just buy this and play it. This is exactly my type of thing. It's like a retro shooter that's like fucking made to look like it's on the PS1, but it's not, and it's like fucking ridiculous. Is this the one with the coin that you can flip and shoot it, and then it like ricochets and does fucking crazy? Yeah, it is. Yeah, this looks dope. I love shooters like this, so I'm definitely in on it. It's just like I have so much shit to fucking play and do.
I'll try it out. I got nothing I'm playing right now.
Actually, I think I might actually finish Final Fantasy VII Remake while I'm
do it. Yeah, I'm gonna
it's
fire up 7.
There.
I'll do this shit.
You'll love it, man. I love the remake. Like I like 7 a lot. I like 6 more. 6 is my favorite Final Fantasy game. But Final Fantasy 7 is really, really cool, and the remake only makes it better. So by the time it's done, it's probably gonna be my favorite one because I love Crisis Core as well. Crisis Core is I love that game so on my heart. The main character is like one of my favorite ones.
Is Crisis Core post or pre 7? It's pre 7.
Just pre. It's pre. It's pre, and then there's like one mobile game that's just pre. Like it's.
I'm not gonna.
But you'll never find it or even be able to play it. It came out like on a fucking flip phone.
That's like that fucking. That's like that Kingdom Hearts game that only came out on like some random website.
Kingdom Hearts.
Dude, yeah. There's like,
and it's like an integral part of the story too, as well.
Very important part of the story.
How fucking stupid! That's so stupid.
You know that part of Final Fantasy Kingdom Hearts story is so fucked up. It's in Final Fantasy 13. No, not 13, 15. Part of it leaked into that game. Actually, not kidding.
Yeah. Oh, so it's in the same universe now.
Sort of, kind of.
Oh my god.
Maybe.
Anyway, let's.
Lamore needs to go to bed, bro.
Let's move on. Caca Flakes.
Oh,
wrote in.
Okay.
Said.
Nice.
What is this? I don't need to see that. Hello, Hispanic Leon, Black Chris Redfield, and Resident Evil 4 Troll Monster. Who is winning in a bare knuckle fight, Sweeney's girlfriend or Derek's wife?
Damn, your wife is European. She probably fucking Lily up, bro. She's from the hard knock lives of fucking like not great Europe. So like,
yeah, she just would eat potatoes and then fucking like fucking be frozen all the time. So yeah,
eat potatoes and wrestle an ox to the fucking floor.
Is it like when she eats potatoes? Is it like when Popeye eats spinach and he's like,
yeah, then she gets fucking tumors in her forearms and shit. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Lily's not combat oriented at all. Lily's an academic. She's just adorable.
And she's also what? She's like 4'2" or something. What is she?
4'2". She's like she's 4'2". She's like 4 foot. No, I'm kidding. She's like 5. She's like 5'2.5". Because her and Chris get into debates about how tall she is all the time, and Chris is like, "Yo, you're just short." And she's like, "No, I'm 5'2.5", Chris. I'm almost your height. And this is like, "No, you're not. Shut up."
You're doing her voice like she's a fucking munchkin.
She is, bro. I love her. I love her, but she has to understand.
Ratio is fucking hilarious,
bro.
You're like fucking 7'8", and she's like 4'1". Like what? Like it's fucking crazy.
It's like Shaq and his wife, bro.
yeah, dude.
She's 2'7" and he's 10'6".
It's so funny because you don't realize how much I didn't realize how much taller I was than you guys until the live show.
I feel like
the live show I was like, what
too,
the
you don't know.
Fuck.
Either that or I need to measure myself because my herniated disc I think has compressed my spine enough to where I think I have actually shrunk.
Oh,
I think I'm genuinely shorter because I'm 5'6", but and JoJo she's 5'9". And sometimes I'm like, why do you look like you're almost 6 foot? Like sometimes I'm just like, am I? I think I actually need my spine to be stretched out.
No, well, she's just kind of. Well, she's also thin and taller. You know what I mean? Like it's when people are thin. Like Lyle looks way taller.
Lyle and Kyle, they look like fucking skyscrapers. They look like siren heads.
Lyle and Kyle are both like very like they're tall, but I know there are people who are taller than them who feel shorter because they're just not that thin.
You know what I mean? Crazy. Lyle's not much. They're not much taller than I am, but they are taller than me, and it makes me feel uncomfortable.
Lyle feels way taller than you.
He's not much.
Like way.
Like Lyle.
I know he isn't. I understand that he isn't. but like it's just like it's just a matter of like, because there are people who think like. There are people who like watch my videos and they assume that I'm like very tall just because I'm live. I'm like a thin person.
That's true, I guess.
And so like it just sort of like stretches out your profile generally. And I think that's basically what's happening.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I hate that, most people's experience with black Americans or black people is television, which are athletes and whatnot, so they just assume that I'm a fucking skyscraper. So when they see me, it's not like, anybody else, they can be like, oh, yeah, maybe I thought you were taller, but it is what it is. But they just automatically assume that I'm like 6'11" or some shit.
What's crazy for me is that I shouldn't be tall.
Well, there's got to be some tall people in your family. Right?
So my family's tall.
So what the fuck are you talking about?
But my thing is that my family is just Hispanic people and black people. Like my grandma, my grandma is so short. My grandma is like 4'10" now. She was 5'6" once though. I know she was 5'6" once upon a time.
No, Kingston.
No, she was. No, guys.
Did she get her shins broken off? What happened?
She's just shorter. I don't know why. She just shrank.
You're wildin'.
She's like Cotton Hill.
Guys, look. I know you guys are going to tell me to my face that it sounds crazy. And I know because it does. But my grandma was not. My grandma's shorter than Lily. There's no way she was that short raising me. Because I wouldn't have been terrified of that.
So listen to this. So this is from the U.S. Or the UAMS Health Organization or whatever the fuck this is. And I asked, what is the maximum amount a person can shrink over time? And they said, do people shrink as they age? And this is an excerpt. Men can gradually lose an inch between the ages of 30 to 70, and women can lose about 2 inches.
Look, guys.
She did not go from 5'6"
she did not lose 8 feet.
4'10". That's like a fucking rib cage. That's like
because the thing is that I felt like I wasn't much taller than her until I was like maybe like 16, 17. But now she's so, dude, when I walked in a room, when I went to visit her when I was in New York, she was like, whoa, what's Kingston? He's like, what's that wall? What's that bear in clothes doing here?
Do you think, when's the last time you've measured yourself?
I don't know. I think the last time I'm having a checkup on the 19th. So last time maybe January was the last time I got checked for everything.
What did they say?
It was 6'3".
You were 6'3"? Let's see what happens, because I feel like you're like
I can't still be growing.
Give or take now.
I can't. You said 6, 8, 9. You're out of pocket.
I think you're about 8, 9.
If I was 8, 9, I couldn't go into places. If I was 8, 9, I'd look like the fucking. Have you guys seen It Follows?
No.
You know when that thing bends down and comes in a room, it'd be like that. I look like fucking Slender Man entering every room, but I'm just big.
All right.
What is the opposite? What is a heavy set Slender Man called?
I
don't know.
Is it just Big Man? Like, what the fuck?
Big Man?
Is it just Big Man? They gotta make that shit. They gotta make that. They gotta
Big
have
Man.
Big Man.
Just the absolute,
the most basic description of a person ever, dude.
I watched him give up as he said.
He's like,
it was like just like big? Fucking, I don't know, Big Man.
What's the next question?
He'd be like a Rotunder Man or something.
Yeah, like something.
Rotund means round. What does it mean big?
I mean, it's synonymous with
I
big.
guess it's implied.
You're crying right now, Derek. You're crying. You're crying.
Because I just like the idea of like all these stupid assholes playing some fucking game called Big Man.
It's just big, heavy, long dude with long arms running around, grabbing people and throwing them in the sky.
Hey, how's it going? It's me, Big Man.
You find the tapes of Big Man, and it's just like, I'm big. That's it.
I'm big. You see?
You see how big I am?
Stupid jump scares.
When I'm next to other big things, I'm not really that different from them.
I'd fucking play that though.
When I'm next to big things, you can tell how big I am.
right, let's move on.
I'd play that
Let's
shit.
shotgun through these.
Yeah,
My
let's go.
my sexual awakening was the quirky goth from NCIS, and now my taste in women is ruined. That's hilarious. I know exactly what you're talking about because my dad watches NCIS like a fucking monster.
That quirky goth
There's a
girl
lot
that
of
lived,
why
she
do they
does
let
the-
her
the
dress like
autopsies,
that
right?
in the professional environment like that? I was like, is she allowed to do that?
I mean, no, probably, but it's a show, so you need distinct.
So you like
imagine
let
if you had
characters
to-
be, you know?
It's like all character design just needs to follow the real world, and so like everybody just looks.
There's like a
regular
black
person.
guy on that show.
Aang looks like
and,
a fucking
they should
guy
just
in a
let him
business
wear
suit.
like. They should just let him wear like armor or something. Just like
Fucking Benoit Blanc just dressed like a normal guy.
Could you imagine you're watching NCIS in modern time, and this motherfucker has greaves on. He has greaves on. You're like, what is he fighting? Is this Blade?
no one acknowledges it though.
He's
Nobody
wearing
even
like
acts he's doing
chainmail under his fucking like coat. And you're like, what are you
Can I-
wearing, dude?
Can I mention this only because I feel like I want to say something that may be a poorly aged prediction or it might not. I don't know. That character, fucking the detective from fucking Knives Out and Glass Onion.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that is the most modern invention of a fictional character that will probably exist for a really, really long time.
What the I say? What do you mean like that?
I feel like that foghorn, leghorn ass detective is probably going to be like a James Bond situation where there's going to be a point where someone else plays him and it's going to continue. That character is so ridiculous.
I love it, dude. I love it.
It's like that is the first time I can remember something like this happening in my lifetime personally. Like the whole like, this is a Pink Panther, but like that'll be around for a long time, or like this is James Bond, that'll be around for a long time. It'll just be different people playing him. I only just saw Knives Out and fucking Glass Onion like this weekend because those are movies that I missed out on.
Because Glass
they're hilarious.
No one saw Knives Out because of the fact that that's right after Rian Johnson fucked Star Wars. So everybody was just like, he can't make a good movie, and it's
I
like
didn't see it just because I just didn't. I don't know. Like I just didn't.
because I didn't watch it either, and I watched
heard
it like
good
one
things
random
about
night
it.
with Lily. One random night,
I
and I
heard
said,
good
"This
things
movie's
about it.
amazing."
It's fun. Like they're fun movies. I would recommend seeing the first one first because I saw Glass Onion first. And it kind of
interesting.
made the first one a little bit less. Like I thought the second one's actually better.
Everyone's opposite. People say the opposite, but it depends on what you see first. Maybe that may be what it is.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Interesting.
They're fun though. It's just this foghorn, leghorn ass. Like now, let me be clear. Now, I want you. Like it's so fucking ridiculous.
This fucking pyro. What are you fucking 13? What are you doing?
He's a pirate. He's aging in reverse.
Light my hair on fire like I'm Goku,
Dude. You fucking crazy.
That's like that video of the kid whose like fucking washing machine explodes when he's doing. Anyway, what the fuck? What was it? Oh yeah. Anyway, my sexual awakening was the quirky goth girl from NCIS, and now my taste in women is ruined. Wrote in. He says, "Hello, boys. Been tuning in since the pandemic, and finally joined Patreon since I'm starting a new job position soon.
Let's
Hey,
go!
congrats, man.
Congratulations!
Oh, congrats, bro.
Yeah, cog in the machine.
What a fucking cunt.
What a jerk, dude.
We're doing the same exact fucking thing. Here we're supporting fucking Google and all that fucking
Literally,
shit.
Oh, yeah.
bro. Fuck Google.
Leave us a nice review on Apple iTunes if you can.
Don't forget to comment nice things on Spotify, and don't forget to watch the whole podcast all the way through.
Yeah, watch the podcast all the way through to get the nice little bonus nuggets of gold at the end.
Real
I've been
gold.
trying to get one of my friends to watch Gurren Lagann for what feels like ages. What's a piece of media that you've tried to get a homie into that you know they'll love, but they won't watch or listen to? I don't have an example of this. I don't have an example of this for me, but a friend of mine, my friend Justin from high school, still to this day. Well, I haven't talked to him in like maybe like 3 years. It's been a minute. But the last time I talked to him 3 years ago, he was still trying to get me to watch Peaky Blinders. And I have refused because I think it's funny now because I've ignored him for so long.
What an asshole, dude.
It's been 10 years since he's told me like you should watch Peaky Blinders. It's really good, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll get to it. And then when I see him again in like 2 years, because that's usually how long it takes us to see each other, he asks, "Have you seen it yet?" And I go, "No, I haven't even started." I don't know what the fuck Peaky Blinders is. I know it's British, but that's about it.
Oh, Peaky Blinders.
Apparently, it's really good, but like I
It's
just
like
I think
30
it's
minutes of
I
a
think
guy
it's,
going, oh.
I'm not gonna watch it until Justin
Blinders.
dies, probably.
You watch it at his funeral.
When he's dead, I'll watch it because then it's not
good.
funny. It's not funny to not watch it.
That's pretty
anymore.
good. Well,
That is fucking amazing.
For me,
Oi,
I have
Blinders, oi.
Smokey won't play D&D, and it bothers me because I know she'll like D&D. I know she'd like D&D, and she won't play it. It bothers
That's
me
everyone
so
that
much.
doesn't play it. Everyone that doesn't play, you're like, I know you'd fucking enjoy this because you enjoyed human interaction and having fun with your boys. And that's what the game is, essentially.
That's all it is. Just make up a character. We build a story together, and then we eat pizza or some shit after we're done. That's all it is. And everybody's like, "Nah, it sounds stupid. This is dumb." And it's like, I can't.
All of your friends who don't play D&D are Louis Armstrong.
All my friends don't play D&D are stupid goblins. I don't know if I like this.
It sounds really dumb. We'll pass. I can't play D&D. I gotta read the Bible.
I don't want to play. Dice scare me. It's like, you fucking idiot, just play the game.
I mean, I had fun doing it. It's just I like.
This is a subtle shot to you. Also, I'm glad you noticed.
I appreciate it.
I'm glad you noticed a subtle shot to you.
I've played it, to be fair with you.
You've played D&D, but you haven't really played. You've experienced D&D, but not the right way. Think of it like this, Chris. Lillian is now a part of a campaign, and she loves it.
This is starting to sound kind of religious now. Like, you're not experiencing it in the right way. I'm like, huh,
it's a thing, you know. Like if you're watching a movie, right?
Yeah,
with the wrong
your
group of
religion's
people.
cool. Your religion's cool, but like,
Mine's
I
better.
really,
No,
I
you don't understand.
I really think you
You
should
didn't-
do this
you
with
didn't-
me.
No, you don't understand. You didn't like come on your face because you didn't experience it the right way.
Exactly.
I can help you.
that's actually a good point,
It's
though.
fine.
I actually agree with that.
I can fix you.
Exactly. If you let me come on your
Unironically,
face
I
while
agree
making
with
a joke and you laugh, and you remember coming on your face with that really funny joke, would you hate coming on your face as much?
Can you imagine a girl being like, "I didn't like that," and then the guy's like, "You just didn't get it.
You didn't get it.
You
You
didn't
didn't get it.
You
You tell her
didn't
get out.
understand it.
Tell her
You
get
didn't
out.
get it. You didn't understand the nuances of it. We'll try again on Friday." Like, but
Demanding tone. We'll do it again on Friday.
I like.
guys-
I like it. I think I like.
Yeah.
The issue is that D&D. I think for me it's just the rules nature of it, because I like making up bullshit characters and like sending them on like some fucking bullshit. But to me, it's like we do that on the show sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, it's like I like having just absurd conversations that result in those things. Where like in D&D, it's like it's all kind of like the game. And I understand that's like a whole thing. Maybe I just need to be in the right space and have the right amount of time. But I just love hanging out with people and just making shit up.
Now, what D&D gives you, it gives you
On the spot.
It gives you the dice, right? Now, what happened is the dice gives you the ability to add funnier scenarios because of the random nature.
No,
of it.
I understand. I understand D&D. I need the time.
Let
to
me
play.
tell you why people don't really, because the people that you're playing with are smelly. They're fucking losers.
They're black.
The reason you don't like D&D is because you keep playing it with black people.
Every person with D&D was Hispanic, and that's why you don't like it, because they're Hispanic and trying to steal the dice. That's why. That's why I'm telling the truth.
Yeah, like every time my niggas come over, they just want to play CeeLo and shit. I'm trying to roll the dice on the fucking dungeon.
You're trying to play
Dungeon Master's
D&D, and someone's like, let me get that D6. I'll be right back. Snake eyes.
I'm like, yo, stop, guys, stop gambling. We're trying to play. We're trying to play a campaign.
You know what's
Snake eyes.
You know what's crazy? What's really wild is that I really believe that if you introduce Dungeons and Dragons to kids when they were young, like the age when you start doing creative writing, like maybe like 13, 14 years old,
Yeah,
it would have led to so many great stories and writers right now. Like so many, like insanely creative, like, cause like the experiences you have in games like that, like the story is being written for you pretty much with I'm gonna go and I'm gonna cut this lich's head off, and you roll a 1, and you get
right.
like, all right, and what happens? Well, You try to cut his head off and you slip on your way up the stairs. Your character cracks his head open and he dies. And you fuck up and you don't save the world.
I always had fun. I always had fun because our friend Jalen, he had this game. It was just D&D, but it was just like there was just no rules and no dice. And it would just be like everything that happened he would decide it. And it would just be completely fucking chaotic and nonsensical. The idea was that you would wake up. It'd be a fun game to play on the extra show, actually, just because it's like it's not as limited as D&D in the sense that like there's no story that needs to happen, so it's entirely improv. That might actually be a good idea, but you would like the whole premise is like you wake up on a deserted island, and with a bunch of people, and like people wake up in the order that they're sitting. So it's like someone will wake up. What do you do? And at first, somebody who's never played the game before is like, okay, I forage for food or whatever, and then the next person will wake up, and then that person will be like, Jalen will be like, what do you do? And that person will be like, I'm going to steal the next person's eyes. And he's like, okay, you've stolen the next person's eyes. And then it's like, now you wake up and you can't see anything. What do you do? And it's just like, it's just fucking complete improv to the point where like you end up, it's so much fun because there's just no fucking rules and there's no, like, I remember like funny. I think there was one where I like rubbed sand into like, almost like I dug my fingers up around someone's eyelid and like massaged sand into every corner of their eye, and somehow that was possible.
It's funny. What makes that game funny is that Jalen probably can't get that crazy anymore. I think he's grown up too much, so now his brain can't go there anymore. And he's like, I don't know, man. Let's just play D&D.
Yeah, he's mellowed out. I would be curious to see if he could still pull that shit out, but. I don't know. I don't have anything that usually when I introduce people to something.
Oh, right. That was the question.
It takes. It doesn't take them long to watch it because I recommend things very, very rarely. Like, I don't normally go like, hey, you should see that. Unless it's like today. Like, today is like a rare example where it's like Bullet Train is fucking fun. Like, you should watch that movie if you're going to have fun. But I don't normally go like. Even shit with the shit that I love, I'm not like you should all play Death Stranding. It's like no, you probably shouldn't.
Yeah, I don't actually. It just if shit comes up, but I'm not even offended because I know how it feels when people do. I don't want to put that type of pressure on other people. In the same way where if we're having a conversation that leads to things like that, like Bullet Train, Life of Pi, or whatever, I'm like hell yeah. But other than that, I'm not going to check in on the person and be like, have you watched this yet? Because at the end of the day, I'm like, people are gonna watch what they're gonna watch. There is so much great shit that I have. People every time I talk about the Battlestar Galactica reboot, the 2000s one. Every time I talk about it, people bring up The Expanse. They bring up The Expanse and like, oh, you watch it? And I'm like, I'm getting around to it. I know it's good. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I've heard it from everybody.
I think maybe a friend of mine held out on like Breaking Bad for I think like 3 or 4 years. But that's as far as it. And that's the only one that I'm really insistent on because I think it's like perfect, or it's like as close to perfect as a television show can get.
For me, it's the idea that people are dumber than me, right? So without me guiding them to a place of salvation and understanding, they'll fuck up. So I have to help them because they're stupider than I am.
Right.
I'm a hero because I have to be. I'm a humanitarian.
100%.
All right. Okay. Well, on that note, Contaliar wrote in, and they say, "Hello, George Clooney, Adam West, and Robert Pattinson." Was George Clooney a Batman?
Yes, Batman and Robin.
Okay. I want to be Adam West. Who are your favorite superheroes and why? Well, my favorite hero is Aquaman because I think his storyline since New 52 is phenomenal.
Very
his
dope.
Power set, animal telepathy, super strength, and having a trident when
they had to.
Is actually cool.
They were gonna make him fucking OP because people were disrespecting him so much before.
Yeah,
and New 52, though it had some problems. A lot of people thought like, oh, you retconned this universe that I've been a fan of for a long time. It did a very good job giving characters that had very dumb origins, like Aquaman, very cool ones.
What was his origin? Like a fish came on him?
His mom was a fish woman, and his dad was some dude. And they fucked. They made him some white.
He came out of his dad's ass.
Emerged, a full adult too. Ran up out his dad's ass, ripped his dad's ass cheeks off. In fact.
Yeah,
That's how Atlanteans give birth.
and that's new. That's and then all they did was just change it to his mom's pussy on New 52.
That's all it is. Same full-grown adult to rip the bitch open.
It's crazy how in that old Aquaman comic, all the men in that society didn't have asses.
Ripped right off because of the babies, man.
Ripped right off. They just had vestigial legs that weren't connected to any.
That's so scary. Stop, because I started thinking about that, and I just got frightened of the idea of this legs was nothing. Like I'm getting an error sign in my brain because my brain can't figure out this legs.
Think about it like an ice cream scoop almost. Like gone. Anyway, I for me it's Spider-Man easily, no contest.
Same. Spider-Man's my hero.
Spider-Man.
It's like Spider-Man, Superman, and Captain America.
It's not even, like I don't even think I have a second favorite, to be honest with you. Like I think I like Batman a lot generally, but that's more to do with his like the style of the stories that are told and just sort of like the characters that he surrounds himself. It's never really about Batman, really. It's more about like, oh, I think the relationship between, you know, Commissioner Gordon and his daughter is interesting, or like I think like the villains are interesting and they're all like fucking mentally ill and that's interesting, or the gothic style and that's interesting. But it's not really about Batman in the same way that Spider-Man to me is about Spider-Man. Like Spider-Man is almost like it's actually weird because Spider-Man is just in the normal world. Like the normal world of Spider-Man isn't really all that iconic at all. It's just New York, you know. Right.
It's New York with superpowered people. That's it. Superpowered.
That's it. But Spider-Man is the iconic part of that, and like there's obviously like villains that are also arguably like very very iconic as well. But Batman is like the world is cool. Like Gotham City is fucking cool. Like I like Gotham City more than I like Batman. Gotham
is interesting. I would say Gotham's interesting. I wouldn't praise Gotham at all because it's hell.
That's what I mean. It's like a cool. It's a cool setting. Like it's dope.
It feels like where a vampire would live in the real world. You know. So
I feel the same way about Gotham that I feel about Rapture in BioShock, where it's like this is a fucking cool place, and you could probably set a lot of really interesting stories in here.
But Spider-Man is a Spider-Man for me. He, in a sense, right? Peter Parker was my eyes into that world of really insanely cool stuff. Now Miles is more the eyes of the world now because he's younger. He's the younger Spider-Man, you know. So he's learning more and he's doing more and he's seeing the world as everyone's grown up. Even his hero Spider-Man, the Spider-Man we know, is not a kid anymore. So he's a grown man now. So he's like the eyes of seeing the X-Men, Spider-Man with the X-Men, Spider-Man with the Avengers, him doing his own thing, growing up, doing all that stuff. So,
but it's still the Spider-Man part. Yeah. That like because if Miles Morales was like, it's me, Miles Morales, the new Flash. It'd be like
it wouldn't be the same, because he is Spider-Man. That's why.
Yeah, Spider-Man's just too cool. Like the way he moves around, the way he's posing, the way he fights, the way he fucking
his costume
bullies people, and the implications of that when he's not bullying people, and how fucking weird that is. The look of the costume, I think, is like perfect. It's just like I don't think there is a better. I don't think there is a better superhero design wise. Moveset wise, just like a hero that's like interesting to watch when they're doing the bare minimum. Watching Batman go from point A to point B is like kind of cool because he's like probably like gliding or whatever, or like maybe he's like sprinting. But like just the act of like Spider-Man going to the grocery store as Spider-Man, I would want to see that. I would want to see like what he does, how he chains web swings and runs through and dodges like fucking shit.
And also,
it's just so cool.
And also what makes him, which is the only other character I think that has this to a degree, but not quite the same as Superman. The fact that Spider-Man, in and outside the suit, is just as interesting as he is. They're equal.
I also really like
that's my biggest
that Spider-Man is not black.
Well, he is.
Yeah. Well, not the real one.
Not the real one.
The one true Spider-Man.
Nah, bro.
I love how there are people who are like, not the real
He's not Spider-Man, and Stan Lee's like, well, he could be. Stan Lee literally from like the 70s, like, well, yeah, he could be. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but Stan Lee would also frown on our conversation about who would win in a fight. A million SpongeBobs or Superman.
I mean,
because
Chris, what you're doing is you have to selectively pick when people agree with you. What you're doing right now is using them all. I'm only talking about Stan Lee at the moment where he agrees with what I'm saying because I want to win an argument. What you're doing is you're being way too valid in your critique.
No, what I'm saying is because there's that video of him being like, somebody asked him like some dumb question. It's like, who would win in a fight, this person or this person? And Stanley was like, whoever I want to win.
Yeah, that's it.
Because I just write the story. Like,
whoever needs to win in the story, that's it. Like that's how it happens.
And I'd be like, hey, cunt. We mean in the rules of the powers that you gave them, cunt.
And he's like, it depends on the story. Depends on the story.
Can you imagine some child? Can you imagine some child going up to Stanley and is like, who would win in a fight, Spider-Man or Deadpool? And he's like, whoever I would. It depends on this. Whoever I want to win, really, is if I'm writing the story. And then the kid goes, "No, dumbass."
Who wins more often than not?
Dumb fuck, you old curmudgeonly dipshit.
And then Stanley grabs the kid's face. He grabs his cheeks and he's like, I said, and he starts squeezing a little too tight. He's like, whoever I want to, and puts him down.
He grabs his face and pushes one tooth kind of out of place.
He's just like,
you see him molding him out of place, and he stops before it gets too bad. And he puts him down.
Just fractures, just tiny little stress fractures everywhere.
I had a dream.
And he's like Excelsior, and he puts him down.
That reminds me of a dream. I totally forgot about it. I had a dream once that I was a detective. I was a detective for some reason. And I was trying to put away this. There was this supervillain that was going around, and his power was he would go up to people's face and he would like kind of mush it slightly, and it would stay that way.
That's so fucked. Just disfiguring people.
So
but just slightly. And I remember I woke myself up laughing because I saw him do it to a dog, and he made the dog into a cat, and then it fucking made me laugh so hard that I woke myself.
That is so stupid. Who dreams about stuff like that?
Dude, I took melatonin. Which usually helps. No, not helps. I shouldn't say helps.
Yeah.
But melatonin will give you fucking crazy dreams.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, that's.
I guess you guys are Spider-Man. I have to agree too. I was trying to examine it.
He's the Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man just
He's
Spider-Man.
the Spider, bro. He's the GOAT.
He is.
He is, man.
Straight up.
When seeing Spider-Man have moments where he fights, there's a moment in the comics where he's about to get killed by Morlun. And the last thing he does is like, should I call Aunt May right before I get killed by this guy? And he's like, nah, I don't want to worry her. Let me just handle this like I handle everything else. And it's like those moments are why he's the fucking GOAT. Every aspect of him. The only problem with Spider-Man is that he's gone on too long. That is the only problem with this character, I think. He needs to be ended a long time ago. Let him go somewhere else.
They can't though. He makes the money. That's the problem.
It's insane. It's sad, but it's true.
Imagine Hawkman being your favorite here. Jesus. Please help. My wife queefed her boyfriend's cum all over my baby Yoda blanket, and I can't clean the stain out of his left eye. Wrote in.
That sounds very specific.
That sounds too specific to be made up, honestly. Hey, big dog, big bear, and lion. It's the guy that lost his virginity because of this podcast.
Nice.
When listening to this podcast, I was aware that I love this comment. I wanted to get to this before we ended the show. When listening to this podcast, I was aware that Sweeney was an alias. But I thought the only alias was Sweeney and that Tom was his real first name. No. And when Chris called Sween Kingston during several arguments, I figured his real name was Tom Kingston. I thought this for years until earlier this year when Swinard casually mentioned his real name was Kingston as in his first name. That being said, are there any examples of you completely fucking forgetting to connect two pieces of evidence together that led you to believe false information? That's a really specific thing. I don't know if we have.
I thought Derek's real name was Blackman for a bit, and I was just like, "Is that real?" That's so ironic.
Yeah. There's a lot of people thought I got my name, some black guy, from my last name being Blackman, but it's so boring. Like when I tell people, "Oh, my last name is because there is a wrestler who was a martial artist named Steve Blackman," and I always thought the name Blackman was sweet, so I just called myself Derek Blackman. It's just fucking boring. And it's just not. Yeah, it's just. There's
never that interesting of a story behind that shit.
Yeah,
it's like people are like, why'd you pick Raygun? And it's like this because I didn't want my last name to be there, and What the fuck else was it gonna be?
Hey, just Ray.
Like,
okay.
there's nothing that can follow Ray.
Men?
Chris Raymond.
Derek, what is up with you with the lack of effort in addition today? You're just like, you're just answering questions. That's what you're doing. Like, someone said something, and you just give a very standard answer.
It's me, Ray Raymond. God damn.
That's top tier shit, dude. That's your second. That's your. You get to start a new channel.
Chris Raymond.
Yeah.
Oh, we did that question already.
So this guy thought you were Sean Kingston's brother, essentially.
Oh my god.
Everybody thought it was Thomas Kingston,
and I'm like,
yeah, Tom Kingston. But yeah, I mean, you do have your names are two last names.
They are two last names.
Yeah.
So I get it, but like at the same time, I think, is Kingston more of a first name than Jameson? I think Kingston's more of a first name than Jameson.
No, I would say Jameson's more of a first name.
Yeah,
really?
I would say so.
Like, Jameson Kingston would be more of like.
I think Kingston Jameson sounds better.
Yeah.
Well, it's because it's your name.
Well, yeah,
That's
but
true.
like I'm not saying either sounds cool to me. They're both like.
They're,
go ahead.
well, I was gonna say just the reason why I think Jameson feels like more of a first name is because it's James.
Yeah.
There's like a component of whereas like people aren't really named Kings or like King really.
Yeah, I guess.
Unless it's short for Kingston.
That's true.
And also, I know a Jameson.
Yeah, I know more Jamesons than I know.
I know
Kingstons.
a few Jamesons.
So yeah, I'd say that.
I know another. This is crazy. The guy Jameson, same haircut as you too. He does the same fucking thing. This dude Jameson, I know.
Same flat top.
Yeah, same Jameson we know actually.
But now he actually turned into an activist, and he shed his what he called his slave name, and he is now Kwame. I'm not even joking.
Bro,
I'm not even joking.
I technically have an African name because of my father's side, but like I don't know that shit. It's probably nigga or something like that.
I don't think it's that.
Bro, do you know there's an actual what country is it? Is it Germany or Austria or something? But like nigga is an actual last name.
Is it double G?
I'm like, there was a woman that wrote an article, like a medical article or whatever, and her last name is nigga. I'm not even joking.
Is it double GA?
I'm pretty sure. I need to verify this though.
Yo,
I remember
fire.
dying laughing listening to a podcast of them talking about this woman.
My name's Kathleen, nigga.
It was something like real. I don't have time to look it up. I'll bring it up in the next.
All right, you got any more questions, or are we gonna end it?
Just that. Let's just do the last one.
All right,
real quick.
cool.
Let's do it.
Iron Pond wrote in. It's the last question of the year.
Let's go.
Hey there, Sween, Chris, and Derek. What's something that happened to you that was insane but didn't realize until way later in life? For me, it was when my dad used military equipment from the army base he worked for the 4th of July. He threw 2 smoke grenades and then threw 2 flashbang grenades into the preschool playground across the street. Little kid me thought that shit was cool. Adult me is completely fucking flabbergasted.
What?
For me, I think it's just like the littler things that my parents would let me do that I don't know if I would let my kid do.
The world's different, man. The world's different.
What is the weirdest thing? What is something weird that I did that I've... So in my development...
Bro, do you think 10-year-olds should watch... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
So in my development, there was a period of time where they were building houses in the back. And I lived in like this gated community when I moved upstate. And in the back, there were houses that were being built. So we played Manhunt, and we would run through the half-developed houses and jump from house to house. Like jumping from like the framework of one house in through like the windows and hiding in homes, and then like jumping off these like doing like little dump. It was just us running on and jumping from place to place, and I didn't understand those are people's homes. And then later on in my life, I'm like, oh shit, I was jumping around in this house while it was half developed. And they had like tape, and we were like, what's this? This tape doesn't mean anything, because we were just fucking kids, and we just invaded these homes and played in them. We would take lumber out of them and like use them as ramps to like ride our bikes off of. And I'm like, is that?
Did you ever do that shit in the city where you would like run through buildings? Basically,
of course.
Like, you'd play tag, and you would be like running through like almost like the like the storage rooms of buildings.
Because it'd be like in between middles that connect two different buildings. So I remember I'd running through one time and I ended up at a place where there was a bunch of chickens. And that's the first time I saw chickens in real life. And I was like, there's chickens in New York City? And I wanted to pick up. Some guy came. I was like, what are you doing here? And I was like, and I ran off again.
Some random fucking black child shows up holding a chicken.
Like, I got a chicken, Grandma. She's like, where'd you get a chicken from? We're in the city.
My grandfather had chickens in the Bronx. He had that blew my fucking mind. Like I never saw them, but I heard about him like when I was like older, and I was like, what the fuck? He had chickens on Gun Hill Road. He had chickens.
The fuck? Where?
That's insane. Wait, like I didn't see that shit. Where the fuck? He's like, they were on the roof. Like
I was like, it had to be rooftop shit.
Rooftop chicken? Excuse me.
That's crazy
chickens.
though.
That sounds like a fucking restaurant.
Living in the cities is an insane experience. Like living in a city, you will see and do shit that you're not supposed to do. And it's just like, it's fine. This is what happens in a city. In the city, we throw ice at cars on the Grand Concourse. That's it. That's just what we do.
Fucking assholes.
What we do. That's it. That's how we do. That's how we played.
That's fucking outstandingly evil.
We would tie a friend up to the fire escape and pull him up, and he's just dangling from the fire escape. That's what you do.
You know what's crazy? I had do you remember those spy toys?
The ones that you could hear things?
Like when we were kids, like it was like they were like goggles. They were like
just like a kid. Yeah.
I had this one that was like legitimately like, it was like the whole point of it was like you could hear through walls. My parents got me this. Like my parents got me a device where I could it was like a stethoscope, and I could hold it up to a wall, and like I could hear through fucking walls. This is something that my parents got for me.
You just hear someone getting beat across the
room.
And
it worked. I don't think
neighbor getting beat.
Well, maybe they didn't expect me to maybe they didn't expect it to work. They were just like, oh, it's a fucking toy. And honestly, I would have probably made the same assumption.
That makes sense.
But it worked, man. Like I would constantly eavesdrop on my neighbors. I knew everything that was going on in that life that I couldn't hear normally. Like I would just be like, this is fucking crazy. And I remember a point where me and my friends would go to different buildings and listen through walls to random people, and and at the time we just thought like, we're playing with a spy toy, and then now I look back at it, I'm like, that we could have easily ended up in a situation that was very, very bad.
Yeah.
But imagine you're like fucking selling, like doing a drug deal or whatever.
Yeah,
and then two kids with like a very obvious listening device see you and run away.
It's like and they run off because they're just being stupid ass kids. And we got to capture those kids and kill those kids.
Yep, we got to go put them in the wood chip.
That
we got to throw these kids off the building.
I'm thankful that like the neighborhood that I was in wasn't too crazy, but like. If I tried that shit in Gun Hill, there would be no Snark tank.
Yeah.
I'd be
Derek,
dead.
what about you? You lived in Cali, so you probably did some fuck shit growing up. Probably set coyotes on fire and put them in dumpsters and shit.
No, we didn't fuck around too hard. No. I would never. I can't fuck with animals, man. I love animals. We never did anything too crazy. The only thing that I just thought it was very bizarre that I don't know if maybe everyone used to do this, but I don't know if it was just my mom in particular, because since she worked for the MTA and we just had free bus passes and whatever. I'm a fucking kid in elementary school, and I'm just riding buses by myself. The public transportation to go wherever the fuck I want to go within reason. And I just picture myself today that I'm like, I don't know if I'd let my fucking 10-year-old kid do that. Because it's just, some of the shit that I encountered was weird, but luckily since I lived in North Orange County, which wasn't as weird as being in like South Central where my mom worked, because my mom's would witness fuck shit all the time to the point where she like fought like some fucking bum and all this stuff, she would but make way more money. Where I was at, it was just weirdos. Like there was a fucking guy that was telling me a story. I'll never forget him. Redheaded beard, this ginger dude, gay as shit, just legs crossed and like one of those dangly earrings. And he was telling me stories about Michael Jackson, that he knows him and shit. Like, he's talking to me, a kid. And then he was, like, telling me shit about like an attraction and something about getting off or something, and I was like, I don't know what's happened. I just got off at a stop that I didn't even know where I was. I was just like, I don't even know what's happening.
Just
but like
lost
shit,
his
like
shit.
when I think about shit like that, I'm like, I don't know if I should have been able to do this. And here's another thing that could have easily gotten me killed. The toy guns. There was this one that was a Desert Eagle toy that it was so dope because you can put batteries into it and it'll make the Desert Eagle sound. And my dumbass painted it black, cut off the orange tip. And I'm like, yo, and
you're one of those, dude. Oh my god, you're one of those kids.
I easily could have gotten killed. But yeah, luckily my mom had some fucking sense and knew better, and threw it away without even. She didn't even like present it to me like, what the fuck are you doing with this? She just threw it away, to the point where I'm just like, where the fuck's my... And I put two and two together, and I'm like, she fucking threw it away. Like,
bro, oh my god, man. The toy guns. I was so... When I was younger, I was like, why are they so angry about these toy guns? Like, I remember being like, why are they so mad about these guns? Why are they so mad? And then growing up, I'm like, oh, shit. No fucking way in hell my kid will have one of those. No way in hell.
Absolutely not.
There's no fucking way.
Like the fact that I would be like on a scooter with my fucking gun. Like,
boom, boom, boom.
Dude, I would do the same fucking...
Every kid did that shit. I didn't paint it black, but I definitely had them.
Dude, I did shit like that when I was way older than I should have. Like I was like 17 when I was like
fucking gun.
Because I wasn't like out in the streets playing, but I was like I want to make movies and shit. Like so like we would, and like it's so much fun to fucking make, you know, fake guns and like play with them in the context of like making a fucking video or like a movie or whatever.
Yeah.
And so like I would get these like prop guns and I'd be like, these look too fake. They're not gonna feel real on camera. So like I would paint them like gunmetal black. I would like fucking break that stupid orange tip off.
Yep.
I'd be like, all right, let's go to this place that's gonna be good for filming. That's like really not that far from a really populated area. Because my logic was like, they're going to see the camera. They're going to know we're filming. Like, it's not a huge fucking deal.
Of course.
Like, and honestly, like, I don't necessarily disagree with that. Like, I feel like most people would probably still. But just like the idea that someone might not. And then the police are called.
That's
and then like suddenly
insane,
there's like a fucking gun in like a Walmart parking lot. That shit's fucking crazy.
Dude, the guns, man. Everyone had them and it was so funny. I really wanted them. My grandma would never let me get them, and I was like, "Grandma, you're so not fun. You're not letting me have fun."
I didn't.
I was just trying to keep my dumb ass alive.
If they just because I feel like a lot of parents don't fucking talk to their kids the way that they should.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like, kids are stupid, but at the same time, you can reason with them. So if my mom, for example, would have just talked to me about, hey, there's like 3 other black people in this city. You can't go out with this gun. These cops will shoot you in the face. And I would have been like, okay, Mom.
No, you wouldn't.
I would have understood.
Not at that age.
No, I would. No,
you
I
like, what do you mean? Why? Because your dumb ass is like, oh, cops are good as a little kid.
No, I did not think. So I remember I was just a little bit older. I was in middle school. And I went to my private elementary school just to see what it was. It was a weekend. Me and my boy Cameron on our Razor scooters were like, dude, let's go to our elementary school just to see what the fuck it looks like now. They probably rearranged some shit. We were there, and then there were some people, like, I don't know if they own the fucking place or whatever. So like, hey, what are you guys doing here? And we just explained to them very calmly, like, oh, we used to go here just a few years ago. We just wanted to see what it looked like. They're like, oh, okay. And then the cops show up anyway. Anyway, the pieces of shit called the cops on us. We're like fucking 13 years old. And the cops are all fucking, sit down on the curb. I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm just standing right here. He's like, I told you to sit down. And I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Like, we just talked to these stupid-ass white people and then I just hated that they were so, like, nice about it, but calling the cops behind our back.
Oh, bro, they were nice because they don't want you guys to act up. They don't want you and your monkey friend to act up.
That pissed me off so much where I'm like, yo, we explained as calmly as possible what exactly we were doing there. Like, I live right up the street, and I just came here just because I wanted to see. This used to be my classroom right here. Oh, okay, I'll see you later. And then they fucking immediately started having a panic attack and shit. Fucking assholes.
I think he had a weapon on him.
Yeah, they told
you mean an ice pop?
Very dangerous.
You mean an ice pop?
It's dangerous, man.
Yeah, so luckily I didn't have my fake gun because I would have been dead for sure.
You would have aimed at the cop and you would have been missing.
Yeah, fuck those people though. But anyway,
yeah, that's gonna round us out for this episode. I don't know what the fuck we call this. We'll figure it out.
I'll name it on Patreon and we'll figure it out from there.
We should just
End of
you know
year.
what the thumbnail should be? It should be the logo for Celebrity Deathmatch, and it'll be Greta Thunberg and
no, it should
Tate.
be it should be Greta and Big Man versus
you have to create Big Man.
Big
you want to
Man.
mock this one up? It's been a while since you've
just make a heavy set version of
right.
what you call it. Just make a heavy set version of Slender Man.
Stretch Slender.
Actually, can you
huh?
What's it? I wonder if I still have that text or that font, and that's
the font.
Do you have like a blank, or not like a blank, but like almost like a canvas?
I mean, look, I could if you just if you just make a we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Anyway,
yeah, we'll figure it out.
Let's you know.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys in 2023. Hopefully the world is still here.
We'll see.
barring any unforeseen incident. And count me down.
3, 2.
Wait, hold on. Start again.
Ready? Go.
Damn.
That's good. That's
Remember, you can support us over at patreon.com/snarktank. These are our $25 patrons. We appreciate you guys so much. And I will now read your fucking horrible names, despite the fact that my dyslexia riddled and apparently ADHD riddled brain cannot process them.
Let's go.
Count me down.
Go.
Scream Team. Ziggy's name isn't appearing on the list again. All right, well, Nikki Ziggy. Why is that happening to her?
I don't know why it's her. It's had to be our friend too.
Yeah, right?
Friends.
It's so weird. Nikki Ziggy. That's the price you pay, I guess.
I guess.
Ziggy's name isn't appearing on the list again. Transfemme Gremlin. Can Lee Harvey Lyon beat a million Kennedys?
Ooh.
No. The answer is no.
I don't know, man.
A million Kennedys?
A Lee Harvey Lyon? He's a fucking assassin.
Yeah, but it's still a million Kennedys.
I don't know, man.
He might get through like 100 before he's like overwhelmed. Like there's gonna be a point where he's just too full.
That's true.
You know, it'll be like a Vor situation.
Vor.
My my sexual awakening was the quirky goth girl from NCIS, and now my taste in women is ruined. Tiger Lily, downright right plus punch. Squishy and his one big cum. The angelic dungeon master who has to explain to the party that there are consequences to saying the N-word. Please help. My wife queefed her boyfriend's cum all over my Baby Yoda blanket, and I can't clean the stain out of his left eye. Sex, parentheses, just sex. That's it. No capitalization either. Close parentheses. He wrote that. That's so insane. Craig the Canadian is finally awake. Thank you, Craig, for the 36 Canadian dollars.
Hey yo.
No, that's his profile picture says Cap. It's your boy Shawnee D. Anthony Corzo. Matt Walsh is a hero of our time. Sweet baby gang for life. Cum Man, the man of cum. Indie Butterknife. Rudolph, the red-rumped gay queer. Rudolph with your ass so tight, won't you ride this dick tonight? The long-lost N-word pass. Why? How do you know?
How do you know?
3XO playing Gadioactive and Ram Ranch at Christmas. My sister's boyfriend laughed. Hell yeah, dude. By the way, if you're listening to this, or if you made it this far, We just hit some weird video error, so there might not be a video for this. I'm not super sure, but or not there might not be any video feeds for this episode because we're running into some weird shit.
But we should be fine now. I think
we should be
good.
Fine. If not, whatever. I'm sure Elon Ma will keep you company. All right, where did I leave off? Emoticon's going like this. Storm Boy's life and what he like. Waterboarding Santa with lime juice until I get my PlayStation 5.
Oh, shit.
Dame Dane, Dame no. What the fuck is Dame Dane? Dame yo, Dame nano yo. Antagas Suki Sugi. All right. Call her Little Caesars the way her pussy hot and ready. Drip MH, the Lord of Drip. Nancy Pelosi killing a Palestinian with her massive tits. Obi won't you blow me? Never mind, Sweeney. I realize you have swamp ass. I'm coming for Chris's butt instead. XOXO Big Papa Shack. Kremlin the Gremlin. Binkus Stinkus. The Ugandan man trick-shotting rocks into a hippo. Mitch McConnell's tortoise shell. All's to wall. Okay, you said it right. Avi. Welcome to Andrew Tate's Kidnapped Women and Little Dick Emporium. Fragile Masculinity sold separately. Iron Pond. Wage Slave. 583. Government-sanctioned weaponized femboys. I feel gay. Fuck you. The Papini Brothers, Emporium Christmas Special, 2 uncles for 1 bullet. I'm Chris Reagan, and I'm here to say that Sue, a.k.a. Soup, is a certified cutie pie. Molly Whopped Mall Cop. What the fuck is this? Dore, Orire, Runier, Eriro, Herod, Milan, Erago, Lamal.
That's some shit. That's some shit from the fucking Necronomicon.
That's a Norse slur.
That's a Neonomicon shit,
Fun
bro.
fact, Hideo Kojima rewrote Death Stranding 2 because it concerned him how accurately he predicted the future in previous games. Have a nice day. Tell him Steve Dave. Andrew Tate is missing because God sex trafficked him back. John Strickland. The Disowning of a Deadbeat Dad by Elon Musk's trans daughter. Damn. Merck's 1889. Alternate Universe Sweeney. Where he's the same in every way except he's also a big Reagan supporter. I heard that Jordan Peterson's voice AI say suck N-word dick or something, and now it's all I can think about. The First Church of Keith David, 2023 approacheth. Do you know Gamergate is the name of an ant? Shut up. There's no fucking... That's almost believable in the sense that, like...
That's so fucking stupid.
The world is so fucking stupid right now that that's not even impossible to me. I ran over my PTO by getting COVID instead of with my 2003 Silverado. My only symptom is rage. Pre-Roz. Solid snake, or more like erect cock. Blake 896. Fucking kill me. Ryan Lucchesi. Imagine you're gagging on someone's meat and suddenly you're coughing up dust just because some purple guy snapped his fingers. Depraved McBooty Warrior. Bada booty. There are consequences to saying the N-word. Nice. La Poopy, which translates to roughly to English as the Poopy. Blocked by Steve Shives. Alaskan Oilfield Track. Death can have Zorgulon when it earns me. Sue Hulk. Danny DeVito is a transvestigator, a.k.a. the Dark Ending. The Goutlaw. Salty Lemon. Hot single berserkers in your area want to hammer you until dawn.
Nice.
That's good. Lobotomized Jesus, much like Jeffrey Epstein loves all the little children. And as always, the only stick I touch while driving is my penis. Parentheses, I masturbate while driving. I like to chew on Jolly Ranchers. Jackson DuPont. Badly Brave. Grandma got ran through by some reindeer. Hugger Derek now has a bachelor's degree. Congrats,
Let's
man.
go.
Aetherian. Chris Gate, my Pajurian hunting ass. Melphis 1. Hexblade Warlock Supremacist. And as always, rounding out our list is our president, basically.
The king.
The king of haphazard.
N-word.
What?
Anyway, that's it. That's it.
Happy
Bye.
New Year, y'all.
Happy
Take
New
care.
Year. We'll see you last episode. This is the last episode ever.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Private Allen.
How do you know?